What if I'm talking and no one can hear me?
Then you're muted.
Okay,
Ooh.
thanks. Good to know.
Is that Seth Rogen?
Is it critical?
No, it's Joe Cat.
Yeah, it's the one with the
Sup-
Monster
Sup,
Hunter.
guys? Critical here.
Yeah, so he did the monster.
Oh yeah, all those things.
Oh, those ones are really funny. Noodle neck.
Mhm.
Alright. Ye fucking ha.
It's
How
racist.
you doing?
20-foot tall mechanized cowboy. What do you feel about that? With a 6-shooter in the chest.
Sir. Sir.
The hammer is called Mjolnir.
No, that's the
It's a chest cannon.
that's the chest cannon. IPS North Star is probably the best manufacturer because they go from that to like this and a few others, including one where the AI, if you enable it and then you die, the mech just keeps going and keeps hitting everything around it until it physically cannot.
That's pretty cool.
And then at the other side of the spectrum, you have this good boy.
I feel like I've seen that before.
That's like it's based on one of the big dog, Boston Dynamics.
Yeah.
Hey Zim,
I probably
42.
posted these.
how expensive do you think it would be to get a very simple commission for my 3 turrets?
Hey, I'll figure that out.
Okay.
Time to turn on the Twitch box. It's the only thing I've been using this for lately.
So Sanaya, have you seen his crap guide to Dungeons and Dragons yet?
I have.
It's so good.
It is.
I wonder what I have to roll to juggle maces.
To juggle what?
To juggle maces.
Either
It's been something Dusty's been wanting to do ever since he broke his arm.
performance.
Acrobatics and athletics.
Not performance?
These are pretty heavy.
Ah, that's true.
You could probably roll performance if you wanted.
Nah. But I will note, after this is over, he is going to find bards and get someone to teach him performance. He can't too sing. Shut up, Dad. Shut
Mm-hmm.
Hey Dova,
Yeah.
how would one integrate
The dungeon
the
awaits.
Magic Gathering supplements into a normal game?
Itsu,
Magic
thank you
Gathering.
so much for that resub. 4 months now, man. You are awesome.
Hey.
Thank you.
Oh wow, nice. So what were you saying?
There's supplement material for Dungeons and Dragons Magic the Gathering stuff.
Oh yeah, that stuff.
Like the Ravnica book, and I think there's a Zendikar supplement too.
Yeah.
How
What'd
would
you want
one
from it?
how would one integrate it? Like if I were to get a character that was a class from one of those, like how would you do that?
It really depends. There's a lot of multiplanar travel, especially for those who don't really have a way back. In a battle, you might get banished and accidentally end somewhere completely else.
Oh, that's true. Because like in Magic the Gathering itself, there are planeswalkers who can naturally travel the planes, but like,
Yeah.
I guess I could
One of them
explain the ability
might-
to get there. But
Yeah.
you don't want them to have the ability to just get out of danger whenever they want. Or like,
Yeah.
Question. How would one integrate so that my character can become the Dark Magician?
From which series?
Dark
Oh,
Tower,
it's-
I'm guessing.
continue writing your fan fiction, then pray.
Got him.
From the Ancient Egypt saga.
Oh, I do not know. I'm not.
Battling on stone tablets.
Oh yeah.
No, the original person was an actual freaking sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
I got another YouTube video to pull up now.
Also, I realized that there's a lot of mic popping because I watched the previous video and I realized that my mic was popping quite a bit. If that starts happening, please tell me. 'Cause that means I just have to move my microphone down like an inch.
Oh, I was going. When I get this job, I was gonna be throwing you a microphone and stuff because, yeah. Could have sworn we've spoken about it before.
We have, but I completely forgot it.
Oh, you insisted you had a pop filter and stuff, and I'm like, he's gotta have a terrible mic.
And it was just right in front of my mouth, but I think it should be okay now. Is it okay right now?
Yeah. Okay, tonight.
Sounds
Perfect.
fine to me.
Yeah, and I just moved it down. Is the volume still okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
What do you say? I didn't hear you. You're too quiet.
Hello? Hey, hello?
Oh, I am on the wrong playlist. There.
You're a little bit quieter now.
Professionals,
Sorry, what'd you say?
professionals.
That's better.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
What's up? Yeah, I went there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Love to mix and match.
Don't you love those videos that you watch about like somebody doing miniature painting or like train modeling and the entire video is just dubbed over with super loud obnoxious music? I love that. I wish more videos did that because that really just enhances the video. It really makes it exciting. Nah, I'm saying.
No, I wasn't paying attention.
What,
Okay.
Dova?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, I know some of you are into flight sims and stuff in here.
Hey,
what
hello?
do you think of that joystick that I just posted?
Only dorks are into flight
Come on.
sims.
I just posted
That-
it in the
Does not look good yet.
stream chat as well, guys. That
Looks
is
like it has a decent number of buttons. Actual. I mean, yeah, I'd
It's-
say it has a decent amount of buttons. It has a pinky switch, which is also always nice, and hopefully it has a two-stage trigger. I really
looks
hope
like-
that those two things on the top are POV hats. Otherwise, there's like 0 buttons up there.
It looks
And
like it
I'm-
moves.
Where's
Yeah,
the
it
prop?
That's it. That's it, Ray.
Where does it spin?
Kitsu, thank you so much for the biddies.
ATC and the Idiot Pilot. Should be a sitcom.
What is he playing?
Why? Why does it do that?
Why does And who's playing?
What's
What?
he playing in that screenshot? Like that first screenshot on that website for the joystick. What are they playing?
Oh,
I
I
was
didn't
thinking
actually
the
look
same
at the
thing.
link. I just looked at that. Scene.
That's not Star Citizen.
Or Elite
That's
Danger.
not Elite Dangerous.
Oh no, that's Star Fox 2.
Ray,
Yeah.
simmer down.
Hair dove.
Holy, that is big.
Pretty
Oh, there's
large,
weird switches by the finger too. That's got a ridiculous length of pull.
That one's excited.
He's excited by the length of the pole, obviously.
Oh, got him.
Anyways, it's time.
Sorry,
He
What?
cut out a lot.
you cut out.
It's time to start.
Oh,
It's
Get to
time
the chopper.
you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. I am Rozim, and we are diving into the realms of Eberron this evening with our Echoes of Eberron group.
I'm pretty sure you can dial it down like 3 notches and be just fine.
I am Rozim, and I will turn it over to our most gracious of dungeon masters, Dover, at this time.
Talk faster.
Hey Dova, that's kind of loud.
What are you talking
No,
about?
don't
Seems
worry.
just fine to me.
It's below my
Fitting
mic
response.
now. All right. So, this week's
Cobalt,
recap-
you didn't actually write the recap.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he
Right up
did.
here.
He posted it even.
Oh, it's way up there. Never
It's just
mind.
buried.
buried in mech pictures.
I don't like to be yelled at.
I'm not gonna advertise.
Damn it, Cobalt!
I'm not paid by them.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, you're paid?
No, I'm paid for a different job. Anyways, recap this week comes from Yark.
Pop.
That's not what he meant by let him know whenever it pops.
So, last time, the group was hunting for a guy we have a bounty on, and spend quite a lot of time tracking him. During that time, Kobold finally opened his treasure box that was supposed to be impossible. There was lots of treasure and magic items that were so cool.
But what did
Eventually, we
York do?
found the guy who we were looking for, and eventually hunted him down, only to find that he was a lookalike who might have been a decoy. The special ring that kept us from interrogating him. Now we start again.
Koval is in the
This
race, not the
time.
name.
I just immediately thought of Cobalt. That's why.
Yeah.
I know.
He
Everyone
pronounced
does.
it that way, and I'm like, okay. I think we all have to take a second to remember the new character's name.
Yeah.
Yark, Inun, Sinel, Zerth.
Every time I say
And
Cobalt,
I'm
I just gotta. Every time I say Cobalt, I just gotta pretend I said Kobold.
So,
17,
Again,
20.
last time you guys tracked down the guy who you thought to be Bolo or Lin. Turns out that is not the guy that you caught. In his dossier, Bolo was listed to have a rather large and distinctive birthmark on his on the left underside of his chin. The man who you found matches the description otherwise, but doesn't have that birthmark. And so you're kind of left to sift through whatever remains of his camp in an attempt to find maybe where his real.
We burned his card though.
Dova,
you said that we
are
got a
coming
map
through
of-
really quiet compared to
Well, I
everybody
was
else.
kind of talking really quiet right there. I mean, I can move it back up here, but I don't know how bad the popping's gonna be then. Well, right here. Because this is normal, but there's going to be popping.
The popping will probably be perfect.
Maybe move it back down, but increase the gain.
It's probably a good idea.
'Cause, yeah,
You can just turn the
Got you.
individual volume up too.
I've already got you at 200%.
Dova, adjust the latitude of your mic stand 2 degrees.
Alright, done.
Adjust the longitude like 300 degrees.
Hey, whoa, 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 whoa.
You huck it.
Stop. Alright. Microphone set up. That's...
Alright, Dova, that sounds perfect. Just keep it like that.
Forever. This is your life now.
apparently. Audio, microphone.
Well, this is certainly exciting for the viewers.
Oh, it really is.
I'm so excited. I'm not even a viewer.
Can I
That
do
is
a perception check?
okay. I
All right,
will
how about now?
come and that is just a little bit on the too loud of side.
Yeah?
I couldn't hear him. Dova, you're so quiet.
Dova, I'm just gonna do the rolls to juggle the maces now. I'm just gonna...
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Let's get something
Holy
going.
crap, you really are too loud now.
I think he's absolutely fine.
I'll turn him back
All right,
down.
well-
Talking about.
It would be nice if I was at 100% volume
It
in
would be
Discord. So you could turn it up if I'm a little bit quiet, or turn it down if I'm a little bit too loud. That's the goal. But I'm
Okay,
at
you're good.
complete max. Yeah.
You're good
When
now.
it comes to
we
us,
got you.
when it comes to hearing him, I would rather him be louder than everyone else. To say
It's
Yeah.
that.
also very
He
true.
is the DM.
I normally
We
turn the
need to hear
DM
him.
up higher.
So, it is very late in the night. You guys have just finished your fight with the wand slinging look-alike, and are now looking for any clues.
Dova, loot the body.
Yeah, we already did that, and we got a map.
Yeah, we already did.
What about those leftover scrolls? I don't think he used all of them.
No,
That's
yeah,
very
you,
true. He
you-
did have one left, and I think I had it ready to go,
Yeah.
but apparently I just either never gave it to you or.
Yeah, I don't have any of the scrolls.
All right, I'll get you the scroll for you real quick. What does everyone else want to do?
Can I do a perception check?
Juggle maces.
What are you looking for?
I want to see if there's anybody looking at us.
Go ahead and roll perception.
He does have his special eye.
The special eye is out of power right now.
Look!
Yep,
Look with
I
your
can't see anything.
special eye!
they don't have my brand.
But they do! It is your special brand for your special
So,
eye.
how is this map? Is it like an actual map, or is it kind of encrypted a bit?
It's not exactly a map. It's a drawing of a location, not from a topographical viewpoint, but more a sketch from a point of view.
From,
As you're
like,
looking at it, yeah, kind of like another point on the shoreline. It looks like, and you're kind of looking across some of the cliff sides. It seems that this was taken from the south. If it is, or it was drawn from the east, looking westwards. It going off the assumption that his hideout is on the southern edge of Lake Rye.
Is there could I figure out a better look with my cartographer's tools?
Go ahead and make a check with those with proficiency.
Would that be intelligence or?
Yeah, that'd be intelligence.
Alright, well. That's 2. I don't have a check for it yet, so. $22.
22.
Shot.
Tracing down some of the landmarks you can see on this map, as well as some of the rough coastal outlines you have. We'll say that you managed to scrounge up a nautical map of Lake Bry, meant for sailors on it to avoid some of the shallows and sandbars.
Mm-hmm.
You managed to kind of correlate that point with a point on the map almost directly east of your position. It's a small, almost like a peninsula, with rather tall cliff faces, along with a rather rocky, kind of sharp-edged shoreline.
All right.
And that would put you right about there.
Well, it's the
Here's
closest thing we have
to
to a lead right now.
new beginnings.
That was a very delayed notification. Morgana, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to our little tribe. I have
Did
no...
you mark it?
Hello.
Sorry. Hello.
I believe I did. I'll sync the view. That should fix it.
Yeah, Morgana,
Switch
it popped
preload
up
image.
on the Discord that you followed me about a full minute before the notification came through on stream. I have no idea why.
Slow stream. Has to
No,
be.
it's not the stream. It's, I mean, literally my end, it took a full minute.
Oh. Inun, the scroll you find is a scroll of expeditious retreat.
Word of our community's acclaim spreads.
Goodness.
Hello.
And yet the host notification comes through immediately.
It's a
Anyways.
scroll that makes you zoom.
Whee!
So it was that, and then I remember it was a fireball scroll last time.
Yeah, and like 3 lightning bolt scrolls.
Now.
I distinctly remember it not being a fireball scroll.
Damn it.
I'll go ahead and put this in your inventory.
All right.
Oh, no. I'm sure it was a fireball scroll.
What was the other one? I know there was 2 scrolls.
No, it was
And-
just the one that was left.
Well,
He had 3 held between the gaps of his fingers. He used 2 of them. One was the fireball, one was the cone of cold, and the last one was the expeditious retreat. Spellbook.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I do remember one. It was or was that the one? Because you said that I got a scroll that was kind of like handwritten glyphs, and you kept trying to figure out what school of magic it would have been.
Yes, I did.
Was that this one or a different one?
I'll have it open here. Yes, it was a transmutation spell.
And is that what this is?
Yes.
Okay.
As you take a little more time to examine it further and kind of translate it into your own magical knowledge, you're able to figure out that this is a scroll of expeditious retreat, and that is hard to say. Expeditious retreat.
Expeditious retreat.
It's the nope spell.
Fast.
It is the zoom spell.
Wait, I've got the perfect one for this.
Don't you dare. Acceptable.
Acceptable.
So, it is very late at night right now. If you do continue on further, you will probably incur at least a little bit of exhaustion.
I mean, we should. Well, we should try to rest somewhere, but not here.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad he took down his tiny hut.
Yeah, that is gone right now. And his cart is also burnt down.
I don't
By
know
the
why
way,
you
you
guys are
did-
looking at me.
You guys
Whatever.
did hire a carriage.
Yeah, whatever
Yes.
happened to him?
He's still
He's
off
still
waiting.
waiting back there.
I told him
Yep.
to wait while we went ahead.
Oh, okay.
Now he sees us come back all freaked up, and when he comes past here, he's gonna know why.
I mean,
I
there
think-
was a fight.
Also, us beating on a hut, a magic hut.
When Zerth gets done burying the body, he'll look at the group and goes, "We should rest, but probably not too long. There's no telling if," as he looks at the grave, "the real one has any inclination of what happened."
What if we just keep going on the carriage and some of us sleep on the carriage? Then
Yeah,
again, we don't know where we're going either.
Anun would have showed them exactly where and would have given them an azimuth.
Okay.
Oh, let's tell this to the carriage man.
And then he does, and then
Alright.
he's the first one to go to sleep.
In the carriage as it leaves off of the trade road onto one of these very small wildlife trails.
It's gonna be a very bumpy sleep. It's gonna
Oh yes, it will. All right, who's going to stay up? Actually, at this point, the carriage driver is looking very haggard.
I guess everyone needs to sleep, even the driver.
Does Dusty
true.
need to sleep?
He will need to do his full rest at the very least. So little to no work for 8 hours.
Anun's gonna sarcastically say, "I cast Liamin's tiny bat. You watch over."
Okay.
Liam's tiny bat. I love it.
I will have you know, I am larger than any average bat. That is wild.
After about after about 10 minutes of heading through this on this wildlife trail, the only light is a few bullseye lanterns that are mounted kind of on either side of the driver, up pointing ahead. He kind of slowly pulls the carriage to a stop in a small clearing and kind of whispers over to whoever's still awake. I don't know how much the horses can go today. I think this is as much as they can take.
Okay, I guess it's bedtime. I guess it's...
Yes.
Also,
I
we deserve
see
this
you-
tiny bat.
Right. I'll take care of the horses then.
Yes.
As he ties the lead to the carriage and starts taking care of the horses for the night, putting some light blankets on them, and basically just tying them up with plenty of room to graze.
Dusty's just gonna start searching to his backpack and pull out that tiny tin.
All right.
Ooh. Maybe
You,
I could put some pebbles in here, he says as
Yeah.
he opens it up and starts looking around.
There's more of that like cotton stuff in there.
What?
It's you don't know, you didn't get any, you don't remember buying any, but it's there. And as far as you remember, you emptied that sucker out. At least the
Oh,
dog
it
did.
wasn't. Yeah, it was not me. It was the dog. Very
It
instantly.
was DeSoda who ate most of it.
He looks around like, is someone pranking me? But he already has like a hand in it and is grabbing pinches.
Mm.
Like he's
Just as light and fluffy and sweet as before.
Oh man, I really hope this isn't poison.
I just imagine a little kid pulling a chair up to a counter and reaching into a cookie jar, looking around for a parrot.
basically yes. Basically.
And stuffs the entire cookie in his mouth and runs off.
Oh.
Alright, so I need someone to give me 3 d20 rolls.
Yes.
Mm,
The fastest hand in the forgotten. I mean, Eberron.
Run. On Corvair.
Or the fastest hand in
Fastest clicking in Corvair.
Corvair. Perfect.
I'm meaty, not speedy.
Mm-mm.
Technically
Amazing.
correct.
Time for me to use that as a life motto.
Alright.
I'm gonna say throughout the night, Dusty's probably just gonna be playing with his finger puppets after he eats all the cotton candy.
You gonna do what?
He's playing with his finger puppets.
So Dusty, are you going to be awake for all watches?
Probably yes.
Alright.
uh,
So it's
I
going
can-
to be
Unless
on,
someone else wants to be awake with him.
Zerth
I'll
would probably-
switch off. I can switch off halfway through since I got a nap earlier.
Oh, no.
It-
No.
you know-
Dusty's gonna be awake all night. If you wake
Oh,
up,
okay.
you are spending time with Dusty.
I mean, sure. As long, I mean, as
Second
long
batch is ready. It's a lot more onion.
Okay.
Want more food?
yes.
Yes.
I bet everyone thought the
Shut
same
up.
thing. Like, of course.
Yeah.
alright.
Alright,
Oops,
yeah,
that's
so
passive
I'll-
perception.
After I get enough sleep, I'm gonna get up and like work on my machines.
Boy, people.
Before that,
People don't knock anymore.
go ahead and give me a perception check, Dusty. Oofta.
You showed us the roll, and we didn't even. He hasn't even rolled yet.
That was passive perception.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
I should really start using that more. Let's be honest here.
I mean, we're not always gonna be looking for this for stuff, but I guess if someone's keeping watch, then they might be every once in a while.
Yeah. God dang it. Let me do a check. Thank you.
Oh, hey Dova.
Yeah?
Before I forget, let's see. I have my bag of holding. I'm gonna use my arcane infusion on my short sword and making it a
Alright.
+1 short sword.
And what would that do? Oh, right. +1. Okay. Yeah, that would do it.
Dova, I get a +1 short sword. Meaning what exactly? Yeah, that's all it does. And then the power goes away at the end of the next long rest. But I can,
Alright.
refresh it at the end of that long rest.
All right.
What are these rules for?
Something.
Whether or not
boy.
we encounter things in the night
Well, good thing Dusty is very perceptive right now.
at the moment.
Dusty.
Yes.
Somewhere in the distance, you hear the sound of brush being trampled underfoot.
He slowly
It's
starts putting his finger puppets away, but not before making two of them kiss. What?
As you
Okay,
as you
it's
as you
hanging
put your
away
finger
now.
puppets away, you kind of quiet back down and listen again above the very quiet sounds of people sleeping in the carriage underneath this canvas sort of covering.
Real quick, how quietly does Earth sleep?
How quietly do you sleep?
Oh boy.
I sleep on a scale of 1 to Gator.
With what?
A
From
scale
1
of
to
1 to Gator.
I would say he's actually really quiet. You may hear light hissing through the night, but it's very soft.
Okay.
Like
Basically.
surprisingly quiet for somebody this big.
All right.
Indian sleeps like the dead.
Arms across your chest, right?
I'm not a vampire.
No, more like a pharaoh.
Coins
Just-
on your eyes.
Right.
Precious gemstones on his eyes. Yark
There's
holding a device in his arms, like a teddy bear.
Dusty.
Yes.
You hear the quiet, soft, but very, very heavy footsteps of something off in the woods, and your eyes kind of having trouble looking, penetrating through past the very soft candle or lantern light of the one of the lanterns, which has had sort of the lens covered so that it just gives a little bit of dim light around the carriage.
Hmm.
It seems that at the moment you're the only one aware of it. Blue, who you can tell is still awake, is currently kind of weaving a strip of, or kind of a long string of leather into very complex knots, kind of admiring them for a moment and then untying them and continuing on throughout the entire night.
Dusty will pull a crown out of his pocket and throw it at Blue.
As you toss a small copper coin, it plinks off the side of his head and just kind of rattles to the ground, or to the wooden floor. He kind of looks over to you. He gives no emotion out of his face, but his posture just speaks. Excuse me?
There's something in the woods.
He thinks for a moment and then just kind of nods and slowly puts away that piece of leather and sort of starts to slowly move into a position where he can move swiftly if need be, kind of going from a reclined position to a more alert kind of position. And a different sound starts to become evident. You can't guess exactly how many feet away it is, but through the darkness of the trees, you can see two eyes sort of reflect the light coming from the lantern.
How far away is it?
You can't really tell, but you can start to hear this this kind of roiling hiss. Not necessarily a hiss from a snake, but more the hiss of gas, of vapor. Kind of like the escaping sound, the noise that that like a bottle of beer makes when you flip the top open.
Oh, like a. Yeah, like when you open a soda.
Yeah, but and the technology would exist to make beers carbonated too. And natural carbonation is a thing too. So, but you hear that, and you can start to see this thing, perhaps curiously, start to make its way closer. It's still a decent ways off, at least 200 feet away. But you can see these pinpricks of light start to get closer and closer. With you looking towards it, and with the eyes now glowing. Oh yeah, he'd see it.
Yeah. I mean,
He looks at it curiously, and you can almost see a flash of recognition in him as he kind of leans over to you and Very quietly, he says to you, I don't know what it is, but it scares me. It's not good.
Yeah, that looks bad a little bit. I don't know what it is either. Should we get the others up?
Quietly.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Dusty ducks back into the cart to start waking up everyone and recollects his copper coin.
All right. As you recollect your copper coin, you can see Blue kind of slowly roll over, and then kind of duck and roll out of the back of the carriage. The actual pair of eyes is more towards the front, maybe a little bit to the left.
Should I go distracted?
You guys are slowly being awakened by Dusty, who is clearly in a very quiet attitude. He's very hushed, and you can just tell that things are meant to be quiet.
What's going on?
What is the meaning of
Siddle's
this?
mouth and like cover his nose.
Do you
like,
say that,
"I will
Sinnel?
kill you now."
Of course not. That's Sir Hammerlock, not these.
Yeah, Dova.
Don't you recognize Sir
I'm not
Hammerlock?
gonna differentiate from Hammer next time it happens.
Jeez.
Zerth is gonna
There's
look.
something out there, and Blue is scared. I think that's bad.
That does not bode well for a mechanical man to feel fear. Can I look outside?
Absolutely. You can look towards where Dusty's pointing and where you think it is. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Are we still in the woods forest?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're in a very small clearing. There's maybe about 10 feet of clearing from the sides of this small game trail to the actual like undergrowth, and yeah, you can definitely see it. And your eye recharges at dawn, right?
I believe so, yes.
All right. It is currently about 4 a.m., so dawn has not quite happened yet. In addition, you guys have not quite had a long rest.
Not
This
yet.
would have been enough time to have a short rest, though, if you want to burn some hit dice.
Oh,
Yes.
so we slept through half of the night.
Yeah, about 4 hours of sleep so far.
So this would have been about when Yark wanted to wake up.
Yeah.
Alright.
Good lord, Dusty.
Yeah.
Nice max.
Maybe I'll save the other three.
Hmm.
And Yark, if you wanted to talk, well, I can't hear you. You might be muted.
No, I'm
Oh, no,
fine.
never mind.
I wasn't saying anything.
Okay, cool.
I don't need to spend any hit dice.
All right.
Yes, same.
So you guys are slowly awakened, and Zerth, about maybe 120 feet away now, you can see these pair of kind of greenish eyes. But now that it's getting closer, you can see a few smaller kind of glimmers and reflections against these smaller glassy orbs, maybe just beneath it and kind of to the side and above. Just a handful of these small additional eyes, perhaps.
Does it look humanoid?
No,
No?
no. Just by going by the cadence of the footsteps, it is definitely not humanoid. Sorry.
Alright, so it's not humanoid. Zerf will look to the group. You guys are quieter than me. I can go out and greet it if you want to try to flank it.
Give me a second here.
Can we flank something with so many eyes?
If you poke out the rest.
Mhm. Zerth would, if everybody's in agreement with that, Zerth would get ready to move.
Yeah, that's it's fine with a noon.
Now, are we sure? Right thing.
It's better to be safe than sorry, especially with our recent interaction.
We could leave. We could just turn around.
Yes, I do have the pocket sand spell.
Keep that in hand. Can I ready an action?
Absolutely, when you want already.
I want to ready shatter if it makes any type of aggressive movement towards me.
All right.
Does it have to be a long rest to change up my spells?
Yes, but as a wizard, you get up to half your level in spell slots after doing a short rest.
Yes. So you
Oh,
would
okay.
be able to do your arcane recovery.
You can do like either 2 level 1 spell slots or 1 level 2.
I only used one spell, so there we
Clerics
go.
don't get that.
Dusty is gonna start his sneaking then.
Zerth will
Ignore the turns.
Okay.
Zerth would go out, but he'll purposely be making noise to hopefully distract it from the rest of the party.
Dusty
Alright.
puts his hands together and says, "Sorry, Blue. Looks like we're going to have to read it."
Okay.
You kind of look over to where he is, and you don't see him. He seems to have
Oh.
either crawled off somewhere, or. But he rolled out of the cart a little while ago.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, bye, I guess.
Okay. I had a server emergency pop up and got more than a little distracted with that. Very brief of what's going on right now.
You got Zerth suggested you guys, since you're a lot quieter than the big heavy ass gator man, to flank this new guy. I'm gonna go out and
Flank this new thing.
greet
Divine
it.
its intentions.
Okay. So there's just a thing, we don't know what it is. Okay.
It's got many eyes and it's not humanoid.
Oh, lovely.
But
Okay.
it has footsteps. So
I swear, if it is a spider, I am going to hurt Dova.
That's the first thing that came to mind.
All right.
sneaky.
And then who else is sneaking? That's Sinel.
Yes.
Sinnoh?
Signal and...
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check. And DeSoto, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Ew. Ah!
Oh, you're the same.
Yeah.
You guys ready for an amazing battle map?
I'm super
Oh,
ready.
boy.
This is harkening back
I
to
want
the
remind you
roll
guys
20
that
era.
This thing let out a hissing sound like gas escaping from a freshly opened soda.
I'm excited. I want to see Roll 20 era
Oh,
battle
it's
maps.
great.
Boy.
Is it going to be a grid?
Is it gonna be a big circle? No.
Wait, is this going to be as good as Game 1
It's gonna
battle
be
map?
it's gonna be 2 nearly parallel lines to represent a road.
Even better.
Because I have high expectations based off that first map.
I also have high expectations
Even
based
better.
off of what you just said.
No
It was even
map.
better.
It's all theater of the mind.
Dova's actually drawing it right now.
Wow, you actually read my mind.
Are you actually improvising?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Dova, you had a week to prepare this.
No, actually. Not this.
Yeah, this is a random encounter.
Oh, it's
Would you
beautiful.
look at that?
Dova,
My
I thought the
Oh, it
expectations are
looks
blown.
wonderful.
Dova, I thought the horses were tied up somewhere else.
Damn.
They're nearby.
They're tied
Also,
up.
I can't really move them now.
They're tied
'Cause
up.
they're
where
part
they
of the
normally
map. So
stand.
that's where they are.
They're just stuck there now.
Can we change our donation goals for better maps?
I mean, look at the map background. That looks great.
That's
I
superb.
They're
provide
not great,
Dova.
yes.
I provide Dova with a professional license to a very great map making program. If he chooses not to use it, huh?
Here, send me the details for that, and I will actually start using it.
They should be pinned in the DM's Guild channel.
Ah.
It's Incarnate.
Oh, right, that.
Oh yeah,
Gotcha.
Incarnate. My
All
IRL
right.
friends use that.
So, go ahead and place yourself where you want to be. All of you are starting off in the cart. Everyone who wants to leave, I would like you to make a stealth check.
Which way is it coming from?
From the northeast on this map.
So, like, this way?
Yeah, more diagonal wide.
Okay.
What?
Sorry?
What are these that Sinel is currently on top of?
Horses.
Those are the horses.
Are you blind? Come
I
on.
know, right?
I like the use of the lambda symbol to symbolize the horse. You know, the meaningful connection there.
It's a literary device, actually.
Anyway, Dusty, Sinel, and DeSoto did their roles, so they're leaving the cart.
All right, so 19, 12,
Where's
and
Du-
10.
Why is Dusty going towards the monster?
No, it's where Sinnoh is. In that direction.
Hmm.
called
are we
flanking.
allowed to go into the gray then?
No, it's
yes.
to symbolize that. Oh, are we?
Yes,
I thought-
but that is the woods. This is the clearing that you're in right now. I mean, I can draw the clearing.
Well, Sinel,
real
if we're right next
fast
to wood,
and loose.
Sinel
blue is gone.
find a tree in those.
Sinnoh's gonna do what?
Go up in the trees.
All right.
He's a pine marten. They live in the trees.
Can you actually control your avatars in there? Can you see them?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, we
we
can
can still
see 'em.
see our avatars in the gray area, in the fog of war part.
Okay, that's perfect. We'll just keep it like that then. But yeah, he would be directly north of you, Dusty.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, he's that way?
Yes, and northeast.
There's gonna be...
So we've got a 19, we've got a 12, we've got a 10 for stealth wise. Let me get a perception roll for him/it/whatever the heck.
welcome to spiders.
I sexually identify as an attack helicopter, and I would appreciate it if you will refer to me by my proper.
Sinel. As you're kind of sneaking along, before you enter the woods, into the undergrowth, you think you might be able to see that it's kind of tracking your motion. Those all those eyes kind of following in the direction that you're heading. You're not sure if it saw you though, or if it's just looking at the horses. Go ahead and give me a stealth check, Zerth, since you left the card.
Oh no, he's approaching it outright.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And just kind of making, like, howdy, neighbor. What brings you to these fine neck of the woods?
You hear a very distinct snort, like a bull. And that same kind of sound of hissing gases. As the eyes kind of turn towards you. It watches for a moment.
Why I must be getting up my age. I don't understand. And then Zerf will snort. Come by the campfire.
You hear the sound of something dragging against the ground roughly a few times. And then another quieter snort.
And he's gonna wait till it approaches. Don't be shy. I don't bite.
And approach it certainly does. As it charges through the underbrush at you, crashing, smaller trees being entirely snapped aside. As what charges out
Holding that action.
in the brief moment that you can see it in decently clear light, without the complete covering of underbrush, is something that looks kind of similar to blue in the way that it has all of these kind of bundles of corded wood, which make up its main body. These brown, almost creaking, crunching muscles. And you also see these kind of stone and metal plates kind of strapped around it. You're confronted with a deformed and disfigured head of a bull, complete with these kind of crooked metal horns, charging directly at you with this set of kind of slightly glowing greenish eyes, with all these tiny Eberron or tiny dragon shards kind of studded around the face.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my ready action and cast Shatter on it.
All right, go ahead and everybody roll initiative. What does Shatter require? Saving throw wise?
It is, I think.
It's a
Constitution. I think.
Constitution, and since it is composed of a
Inorganic
non-flesh, inorganic. Well, technically organic, but yeah, I get the point. It would do it with a disadvantage. Thankfully, it has rather high Constitution.
My
it is a
goodness
warforged.
gracious.
Wait, did it? Oh, okay. I guess my roll
What
Sure.
was the what's the DC?
Yes.
DC is 13.
13? Well, it rolls a 13. So I think it does mean it passes.
Gorgon.
Or it takes half
With a
as much
beetle, I
damage.
think?
Takes half as much damage? Okay.
Oh,
Yep.
it's a bull.
What were you saying?
Actually, that's okay. Question.
Yeah.
My channel divinity. It
Okay.
says when I roll fire or thunder damage, I can maximize that damage. It does thunder damage. Can I maximize that, or would he still take half?
Does it say that you have to use your channel divinity before the attack is rolled, or before you actually cast the spell, or can you do it after it's determined?
It's after the damage, because it says when you roll fire or thunder damage.
Yeah, it would do full, but then it would still be halved since you basically take all the additive effects into account first, and then it goes on to armor and reductive effects.
Okay,
So what's the max damage for that?
24.
24, so that would be 12 points. All right.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
Good
As
thing
a
you
blast
said you
of
were maximizing that.
concussive energy just shudders and creaks its various armor plating. As it charges into you, it is going to make a gore attack. Wow, blue killed it.
What?
Initiative.
Oh.
And that requires.
Oh, I never rolled initiative.
I advise you do
That makes sense.
it. Can I hit it? No, I can't, because the window's right on top of you, Zerth. That's a 14 to hit.
That will
is-
miss.
All right, as it charges up to you. Shit, that's one of the horses.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, he just crit.
Blue RKO's it.
Oh.
As you jump out of the way, Zerth, it slams into one of the horses. Doing 23 points of piercing damage.
Dova,
Okay.
you have to roll initiative for the carriage driver.
Yeah, I think he's awake now.
So do you
He's
want a
definitely
card?
awake, but you guys never really woke him up until, like, right now.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, they might have enough health to make it. Actually, come on, let me roll that 3d10 plus 3. He lives!
Holy fuck.
As this
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
as this just house of a draft horse survives the blow but gets knocked back, kind of tumbling over onto its side. The beast in front of you shakes its head and turns towards you, Zerth, ready to attack again, as you see this almost acidic looking green gas escaping from its nostrils. You can hear pressure building from within its chest.
It's a fucking Bronco!
Oh, you have a face
Uh,
for radio.
Sinnoh. At this point, at this distance, Zerth, you can also see that it doesn't seem to be very well held together for what it could possibly be.
Hmm.
In disrepair. That's probably the best way to put it. Sinnoh, your turn.
Just to make sure. Was
Yes.
I able to get up? I have a climbing speed, so
Yeah, you can get up a tree.
okay.
It's a rather sturdy maple tree. And since it is fall, some of the leaves are turning orange and falling off.
Okay.
And that leaves you with actually a shot from your current position.
Perfect. Death from above. Oh, come on!
That is going to miss as you fire. The arrow twirls through the air, getting illuminated at the last by this lantern in the middle of this kind of caravan or like a campsite. As you see it hit one of these metal plates and almost snap in half as it twirls to the side with a large shower of sparks. Is that your turn?
Well, you know, it won't really help me this turn, but I might as well go ahead and bonus action for Hunter's Mark.
You remembered.
Yeah, this time. Alright.
All right. It is Blue's turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can make it. Out of nowhere. Can you see him, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see all the tokens.
All right. And he is going to charge ahead. He's going to use his... Let me see. What does he have again? He's currently holding his great sword by the blade and swinging with the hilt or the haft, and basically striking down like a pick. It misses because that's a 4. And that is going to be his turn. Yark.
Hello. It is
Hi.
time to duel. What's a good thing to do this first turn?
Yarkio.
Lay down a trap card.
I am actually. I'm gonna be. Is this me standing on the horses right? No, actually.
You're in the carriage.
Yeah, I'm getting out of the carriage.
Oh.
I'm gonna go over here. I'm going
Alright.
to place a turret,
All right.
and I gotta use a spell slot because I haven't taken a long rest yet.
All right.
How do I do this? Give me a second. It's going to be not that one. It's gonna be my defender beacon.
All right. I've got that open at the moment, and I'm going to look through.
It's the one turret that doesn't really look like a turret
Okay.
because it doesn't shoot
How
things.
about I'll give it the D.
Delicious.
Ah.
I'm gonna put it right between like the space above me.
All right.
Wait a second.
All right. It's
hold
on the initiative now. It's under your control, correct?
Yes. I need to check to make sure it doesn't affect enemies. And each creature of your choice within 10 feet. Okay.
Okay. That's just dexterity for initiative.
Yes. Well, it doesn't get initiative because it doesn't move unless I tell it to.
Okay.
It does have an AC and an HP though.
All right.
Can I put it on the board?
Yeah, here.
Ah, there we go. And I'm gonna give Blue, Zerth, and me as a bonus action 1d8 plus intelligence. Yeah, 1d8 plus 3 temporary hit points.
All right. Does
Oh,
it
and I
say
can-
if that's one
I can
one
actually-
on one or if it's just one roll?
It's one roll.
It's one roll. Okay, go ahead and roll that.
Oh, actually, I mean, I have the ability here, but it would require multiple rolls. So, actually, I have an idea. So I do that.
All right. So
Now-
go ahead and add 9 temporary hit points,
Hold on, let's see if I can.
and that is to you, Zerth, as well as you, Yark.
Yes, I can. You can just drag the number to people.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah,
I've already
Blue
done it for Zerth.
and Blue,
Cool.
and that's my action and my bonus action. So I'm done.
All right, Anun, your turn.
All right, so he's going to get out of the cart and just head here.
All right.
And we are going to go ahead and Witch Bolt. Of course.
Oh no.
All right. That is going to miss.
Starting off
As
strong.
one of the as one of the plates is impacted, you can see a small rune, which wasn't quite visible before, kind of glow as your lightning bolt is deflected off of it. It connects with the tree and almost burns down into the ground, splitting the trunk in the process.
Alright. I wish I had any bonus actions. That'd be neat. Well, that's it.
All right.
Short and sweet.
Exactly. DeSoda.
Oh, let us see what DeSoto will do. He'll charge.
All right.
Try and bite at one of its legs.
All right.
And he has pack tactics. Jump!
Ooh, crit.
Alright.
Go ahead and give me a crit card.
Now I have a question. Are you sure this thing is spewing poison gas?
Is it
Oh.
poison?
Yeah,
I missed that part.
Dova said so.
I didn't say it was poison.
Oh.
Said it was green.
I said it was green and it looked acidic.
Ah, acidic. Okay.
I mean, DeSoto can't do much else, so... hopefully he'll be okay. Neck wound, quadruple damage. I guess he went for the leg, but wound up grabbing the neck.
Apparently. Go ahead and give me a or go ahead and clear the crit, please.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, quadruple damage.
I think quadruple damage is just roll the normal damage. and times
Well,
it by 4.
we've been doing it where you quadruple the dice instead of just the number.
Works.
It makes
for
it
me.
easier on the
Okay.
DM. It makes it more varied, etc.
Works for me.
Sounds okay.
Unless it says
All
max quadruple damage. That's
As DeSoto clamps down around its neck, kind of pulling and yanking at some of these natural wood fibers. And what's the dex save for?
It'll be knocked prone if it fails.
All right. It is knocked prone, as DeSoto seems to have cut some sort of nerve, perhaps, that controls one of its legs, as it kind of collapses down to one knee. Is that going to be his turn?
That's all he can do, really.
All right. It's their turn.
it's
Quite angrily, it is going to kind of stagger up to full height as you hear the sort of gurgling and churning within its chest reach a crescendo. It's malformed and kind of spiky toothed maw opens up and breathes gas towards the west, hitting that'd be Blue, Zerth, the turret, and Yark. Everybody go ahead and give me Constitution saving throws.
Oh no!
It's going away from DeSoto, right?
that's
Yes, it is going away. Oh my goodness.
What is with these rolls tonight?
We just...
I
For
mean,
initiative, it was
12,
good.
12 could get it.
You
You never
spent your
know.
luck.
It's just all of these.
Story and
hold on,
narrative.
hold on.
Ooh, Blue's the only one who makes it. All right.
I
Of
mean,
course, she's
even
a robot.
DeSoto's crit
As-
it dropped to 7. Okay,
So-
I'll be quiet.
As this acrid smoke fills your lungs and almost sinks into your skin, you kind of reach up to cough and try to expel whatever air is it, but it's hard. It's getting tougher and tougher to move until eventually you cannot move. You are petrified.
Oh, like we're fully petrified now?
You are fully petrified right now.
Okay, well, my defender beacon is immune to all status effects, so
Alright.
it's fine. Do we take any damage from that?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't even remember what petrified does. It's just never good.
You cannot do anything except specified things such as spell effects. Saving throws for those. In specific, this one. So yeah, the Defender Beacon, it would have no effect on, but you two guys are petrified. The DC was 13 on that, by the way.
Damn, I was so close. I should have used my amulet. Actually, I don't
was-
think I could have.
I was nowhere near close. It's just
All
too
right.
big.
That
Mm.
is its turn. Dusty.
Me.
Yes.
Dusty, he kind of wants to get in there and just start smacking it, but he's super curious about this one thing. So he's gonna take out his little tuner and tap it with a key point.
All right. Tapping the key point, or tapping into it with the key point. I've got to find my
This
status
is-
effect for
Who's
this.
spinning me?
Not me.
Simmer down, okay? Posted this for me. There it is. I believe. Yeah. So, technically it would be organic for this point. So, as you sort of channel your key energy through this strange tuning, you start to see these blue streams of energy again. And as you look, you can see a handful on the beast. And at this point, those of you with proficiency in Arcana or History would know exactly what this is, or at least what it's emulating.
Is it an arcane tuna, Dova? Is that what it is?
No. I'm saying the beast itself.
Oh.
It is emulating a Gorgon. A beast which, in mythology, since they are extremely rare nowadays, used a noxious, poisonous, and also magical breath to turn their victims to stone. And Dusty, you can see a handful of these small points which these blue streams originate from the Gorgon. One on its side, just behind one of the legs, one on the back of its neck, and then one kind of near its hindquarters, right on the top of the spine.
Alright, does this take my action? Or is it a bonus?
That was a bonus action.
Cool. How do I correct my thing?
Does it say something else on it?
No. I meant my icon.
Oh, just mouse wheel.
I am on a laptop with a mouse pad.
So probably not available for you. Anyways, what are you gonna do?
Well, time to move in and stab it with a spear.
All right, go ahead and roll with advantage, since you are going for one of these spots.
Advantage?
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, Zim, out of curiosity, was this was this arcane type tuner given to him by the that'd make a lot of sense.
Okay, I did not understand any of what you just said.
I think
I was kind of cut off, but I did get it, and yes, it was part of influence.
Okay, that's what I thought. It makes sense.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
Okay. Wait, hold on.
I'm sensing a pattern.
I need to correct something. I just noticed. It is a two-handed.
Hopefully not, Eisen, because
Damn it.
that would suck a lot.
All right, 16 points of piercing damage as you plunge the spear into one of these weak points. It clearly sinks almost right in, but it kind of shakes at the same exact point. It kind of shakes at the moment where you plunge it in, and it seems to miss that exact vital point by just a little bit.
Brr.
All right.
Maybe I should bite it.
Might be easier. Zerth, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Hey.
All right.
Shake off being petrified.
You power through it, and the sort of hold that it has on your muscles fades, and your skin and scales almost crackle a little bit, and you almost can taste a little bit of rock dust. But you manage to push through the magical and chemical effect. You are no longer petrified, but that is going to be the end of your turn.
He's gonna crack his neck and just stare at it and go, "That's it."
Does the defender beacon get a turn?
Nah, it does stuff on my turn.
Okay, cool. Dino, your turn.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be concerned about the stone friends there, but
Well,
can't do
you
much
just saw
about it if we all.
Tozer become unstone, so maybe you don't need to worry about it too much.
Yeah, that's what
Plus,
I'm
he
thinking.
wasn't actually becoming stone. He was just kind of stiffening up.
Mm.
Oh,
So more paralyzed than petrified.
okay.
Well, petrified would be you're stuck in place. Paralyzed means you kind of just go limp, I think.
Then what's the turn to stone thing?
That is petrify.
You'll see.
Okay, Dove.
That is going to hit. All right, you've got height advantage over him. That's why you get advantage.
Yeah.
All right, that hits, and a nice hit. You managed to hit in a gap in its armor. The arrow sticks in it, and you hear kind of a magical discharge as the magic in the arrow discharges itself.
This is still active on me. Just have to reapply it each time.
All right.
Well, that's it for Sinnoh.
Blue is going to strike with his longsword. He's going to action surge so that he can attack twice.
Blue does not like mechanical bull.
No, not anymore. That's a miss. Please let him hit once. That's a hit. Oh, 12 points of slashing damage as the haft slams down on it. We'll say it's bludgeoning damage as it almost bends and cracks one of the armor plates right in its rib cage. Yark.
Hello. Con save?
Yep.
Big one. Big number, please. That's a big
All right,
number.
you pass. As you use your a little bit of experience with alchemy to take a little bit of a deep breath just before the effects set in, and you manage to kind of overpower it just with almost pure power of will, without even physical might. As you manage to shrug off the effects, and you are now kind of able to move as you exhale quite loudly, taking a few more deep breaths.
Falls onto his knees, breathing heavily.
All right, that is going to be your turn. And Noon.
Howdy.
Hi. How are you?
I'm alright, actually, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Alright, I am gonna go ahead and magic missile.
All right. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's 1, 2, 3.
3. All right. 8, 12. Very nice. As these 3 missiles, are you using a wand, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay. As they fire out of the wand, kind of spiraling in between the horse that's right in front of you. It's kind of spooked at the moment as it's kind of pulling against the its sort of anchor post. I can't think of the word right now.
Hitch.
Hitch. That's the word. By the way, the carriage driver at this point has clambered through the back underneath and is currently kind of holding his hands, kind of protecting his head underneath the carriage right now. As
Are
it
these
spirals.
horses gonna try to kick it?
The horse that was hit is bleeding heavily from a large puncture wound, and is currently just kind of breathing heavily on the ground right now, just in front of the carriage. The one in front of you is kind of pulling against its hitch as the magic missiles kind of spiral underneath it, over it, and strike the Gorgon.
You know
To good
what?
effect.
That's fair.
Yeah. DeSota.
He is gonna. Well, I guess he really, again, just has nothing else to do. Jump!
Mm-hmm. All right, that misses.
Oh.
As DeSota is unable to find any purchase in its armor. Scratching against the side with his claws and teeth.
Okay.
All right. It gets its breath back.
Don't say things like that, though.
What's the range on this?
Or out of range.
I think it's like, what is it? 7 inches?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So tired of the dog as well as the barrage of arrows and magical missiles from one side, it is going to breathe out another gout of this almost sweet-smelling gas. Sweet in the way that lead also tastes sweet. Fun fact.
How much lead have you been eating?
The Romans did a lot. That's why I know. Because I'm actually a Roman citizen in disguise. Fun fact. So, give me a Constitution saving throw. Enun, Sinel, and DeSota.
Here's the fail.
Pass.
That's gonna reach me?
Yep.
I'm up in a tree.
He counted it.
30, or it's a 30-foot cone. That'll hit you. Just barely, though.
Another 17. Hey.
Oh, even better.
All right, you guys all pass.
Good.
And that is its turn.
The furred ones beat it.
Yeah. Dusty.
Me. Shank.
Alright.
With
It's true.
spear. Do I still have
Alright.
advantage?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's so funny. Both the scaled members failed the saving throw, but all the furred members didn't.
That's why I said it.
Oh, I know, but it took me a second to think about how true that was.
Oh, there it is.
Gotta make sure I mute my phone so Dova doesn't know I'm playing New Vegas.
You just...
I play New Vegas. I play all my video games on mute, actually. You know, video game sounds just distract me from the game. Alright, that will hit. Excellent. As you do 8 more points of damage, stabbing your spear into it.
And now, for the bonus action, since I attack with a monk weapon, I smack it with my fist.
Alright, that is going to miss.
Dang.
As it smacks against the side of one of the armor plates. Just moving into position at the right time.
I accidentally smacked his butt. I guess.
Zerth,
Yes.
your turn.
What could I do? I really want to cast a spell, but I don't have a lot of spell slots back. So I'm gonna take my hammer and smack it in the face.
Alright. Go ahead and roll to attack.
It's not prone anymore, is it?
No. Alright, that is not going to hit.
Alright. Bonus action, I'm gonna attack it again.
Alright. That's a crit. Very nice. Go ahead and roll again to clear the crit. Actually, I suppose we don't really have to do that anymore now that we're... Oh, no, never mind. Never mind. But yeah, a crit card with a Warhammer.
Okay. Soften them up. Quadruple damage. And the target must make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target has disadvantage on saving throws for 2d4 plus 2 rounds.
Quadruple.
What's DC for the Constitution saving throw?
16.
Oh, it makes it. Never mind.
By the way, Dova, would you like me to start skip? Because like I think we went over this with the last game, but we were advanced enough that it didn't matter much. But these decks come in multiple varieties of severity, from setback to life-threatening. Do you want me to skip like the life-threatening and deadly ones?
No.
Okay.
If
Because
the
they are meant
enemies,
to be
or
a
you
bit...
guys can do it, then so can they.
Fair enough.
Alright, says you do 20 points of damage. Very nice.
Zerth, you can actually just drag from your damage die and right-click until you've quadrupled it.
Oh, that's cool.
That's why it makes it easier to just quadruple the dice. Plus, it's more in line with how 5th edition does damage. Or does
I
crits.
didn't know I could do that. That is very good to know.
Oh, you didn't know you could just add dice?
Yeah, if you've got a die in your mouse, you just right-click and you add another copy of it.
Anyways, you slam down with your Warhammer, cracking another one of these large armor plates. It does not seem like it is in good shape anyway. Is that your turn?
Yeah, he's gonna
Alright.
glare at it.
No.
Alright, real quick, could somebody else try redeeming something? I'll refund it, but Eisen's apparently having trouble with influence. And I
Yeah, I'll
need to know
kick
if
it on
it's I need to know if it's individual or everything. Alright, Sinnoh is going to do... Does not like that breath.
Reasonable.
None shall see me. Though my battle cry may give me away.
Alright, so Kitsu was able to redeem something, so Eisen, I have no
None
idea.
shall see me. Though my battle cry may give me away.
It's all happening now.
Yeah, everybody's trying for me. For some reason, Eisen's having trouble, though. Eisen, just tell me what you want to redeem and what you Discord, and I'll just subtract the coins
Alright, that hits.
for you. Woohoo! Bam!
Alright, that'll kill it. As it slams into the side just behind its neck. You can hear the sound of tubes and pipes gurgling and popping as this gas starts seeping out through all of its various joints. You can hear a kind of rumbling, kind of a gurgle as it kind of slumps down towards the ground and goes almost completely limp. That light fading from its small eyepieces after a few moments. It is now dead. You guys are out of combat.
Did we go through that entire combat without taking damage, except for that unfortunate horse casualty?
Some of you guys, yeah.
Can I go check on the horse?
Sure. It is bleeding quite heavily from the hole in its side. Although you can tell it narrowly missed pretty much everything important, it's definitely in quite a bit of pain.
Can I do a medicine check?
Sure. Go ahead and roll medicine for me.
I'm not a vet. I work on people, not animals.
Dusty bows to the carriage driver. Sorry. we didn't expect that.
I'm gonna cast healing word on it.
All right.
Go ahead.
And roll healing.
Yeah, you do your thing.
You've never worked on horses before.
Nope.
You reckon it's probably similar to regular people, but all the organs are like in the wrong shape in the kind of different places.
Also larger.
All right, you managed to seal up the wound, as a thin patch of like scar tissue covers it. The bleeding is now stopped as the horse is kind of slowly and shakily standing back up, but you can tell that it's very weak and it's just taking all of its effort just to stand.
I'll help it.
All right, you're strong enough that you can reasonably help it up a little bit. The carriage driver is going to slowly start crawling out, looking at the corpse of the Gorgon in front of him. He brushes off the front.
Wild robots?
Well, frankly, neither did I. We're all right now, so that's good. Is this normal for you guys?
No.
No.
Kinda.
Okay, same. It's not, because it's not normal for me. Ooh.
Hey, Dove, I'm gonna study the Gorgon. The
Alright, what do you
Borgon.
want to study about it?
The Bolgan. Just how it works as a golem.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check. I'm sorry, investigation.
I can do that. Where's my number? There it is. Sweet!
Wow. You guys are complaining about your rolls? Good grief.
I've been doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't.
Looking at it, you realize it's quite similar construction to that of Blue, except it's very easy to tell for you, since you've been studying Blue a lot, that it's a lot... It's not entirely congruent with those Warforged created during the Great War. There's a lot of manufacturing steps that have been skipped. There's a lot of things that should be there that aren't, like safety things, durability things. It looks like it was hastily produced in a crappy workshop. That's what it looks like.
So like a mass-produced kind of trash thing.
Not necessarily. The Warforged are mass-produced.
Oh.
This one was made without full knowledge.
Okay. By an amateur.
Yeah.
Interesting. I pull some nice important scraps and materials off of it.
All right. You can grab some of the metal plating as well as some of the tubing that it used to kind of bring some of the poisonous gas in liquid form out its maw. At this point, by the way, it starts to seep this poison gas into its surroundings, and just being within like 10 feet of the thing, it makes your limbs kind of stiffen up a little bit.
All right, before I can stay there for too long, I'm gonna grab whatever the fuel source is and leave it alone.
It seems that it would be somewhere deep within it.
Hold on.
So it would take a little while, at least 10 minutes or so, to get into it.
And would that be a lot of saving throws?
A lot of saving throws. You'd be breathing in the gas constantly.
Breathing in the gas constantly.
As far as you know.
I don't know if I can make a gas mask with what I have on me.
Dusty looks. He's like circling it, but he seems sad.
Mm-mm.
I can't eat it. There's nothing. It's just metal. It's like prodding it with a spear, like hopefully like uncover maybe a lung, but no, it's just more metal and wiring.
Dusty, that's something that's not made to be eaten.
Then why do you make it?
To hurt people.
That sucks. People are
That's
dumb.
That's not a great thing. You're right.
It's best to build to save, not to destroy. And this one is the latter.
Why is it here?
That's the million gold question.
Nice.
Stop that right now.
The correct term is Galliford.
I'll stick with the old Gator Man joke.
Well, I guess it's time to get everyone back to bed now that we've got all this adrenaline.
Was there any damage done to the cart?
Just the
No.
horse.
Just the horse. All right, but yeah, you guys slowly manage to get back to sleep. And it's quite difficult, especially considering the amount of adrenaline that's currently flowing through your system. But you do manage to do it. And after another 4 hours of fairly restful sleep, you guys now have a full rest in your system.
Yes.
Alright.
Yay, spell slots.
Dusty plays with his finger puppets a little more.
Can I do is this thing does this thing ever stop spewing its poison?
No, it's still going in the morning. And you guys kind of moved your cart a little ways away, just so you wouldn't have to breathe that in pretty much all night. And thankfully, the wind in this little inside the forest that you're in is fairly calm, so it's kind of rising straight up. Actually, no, it wouldn't be rising straight up. It'd be kind of crawling along the ground before kind of seeping into the grasses and disappearing.
Could I cast mending just to seal up the hole?
Absolutely.
Spreading.
You would need to get close to it.
I'll help him to make it go by faster.
Okay. In that case, I would need a Constitution saving throw from both of you.
Uh-oh.
All right, that is one fail. And that is another fail.
Crap, man!
We are not
Dusty.
made for Constitution saves.
I have a +4. That's good.
Dusty
All right.
watches the both of them like freeze next to it and say, "Again?"
You guys get a pretty heavy whiff as the wind kind of picks up for a brief moment, then dies down again. But you feel everything harden, and you feel kind of a gray tunnel kind of start to close around you. Does anyone have anything that they could do within the next about 6 seconds?
I guess I could dive tackle them.
Get them out of the smoke?
I'm gonna use my my clockwork amulet to get a 10 on the next con save,
All right.
making it a 14. 40. What
Alright.
you said the DC was 13, right?
I don't remember what I said.
All right, then I'll just scroll up. I don't remember what I. Okay, it was 13. Yes.
I don't
So
remember
I'll
saying
be
that.
I'll be rolling a 14. All right, well I'll be taking a 14 because it's higher than average.
All right.
Well, get ready to be tackled by a flying bat, Zerth.
And we'll say that you guys are dragged out of the smoke, so you don't have to continually just do these. Zerth, go ahead. Unless you have anything else that you could possibly do, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw. You are barely able to break yourself out of this petrifying kind of status. You could actually feel everything start to harden and turn cold. But you managed to kind of break free, get some blood flowing through your system, and now you feel fine.
If we ever find the creators of this, I'm gonna bite their in the head off.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Dova, you're not allowed to enjoy anything.
I'm going to enjoy it.
This thing has made Xerxes' shit list.
Mm.
Don't teach my hamster to suck eggs.
Who is that?
Exactly.
Moderate ethereal influence from Bueasels. Communal lucky points.
Ooh, this is becoming a trend.
Does it indicate how many?
No, but it is a moderate influence.
I'll say 3.
All right.
Communal lucky point.
Were we able to seal the hole back up?
No, you were not able to.
Oh, fuck.
Let's just leave. It'll run out of gas eventually.
He's not trying again.
Not trying again? Okay, cool.
Fool me once, shame on me.
Dusty, however, is interested in those dragon sharks embedded in its face.
Alright.
But how do I get them off? I guess. No. Butcher's kit isn't suitable for metal.
What are you trying to do?
There's dragon shards on this thing.
I know, that's what I was trying to get earlier.
He wants them too.
Well, it's hard to get in there is the problem.
Have you considered holding your breath?
Well, it's also a physical thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a skin contact sort of thing.
Dusty's not very smart on these things.
You could certainly try.
He will.
You gotta go ahead and try. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Because he just thinks, no, they're just opening their mouths at the wrong time. No.
Jared's gonna watch this in fascinating amusement.
As he starts to slow down, you reach for him and you realize you can't push any further in as you start to feel everything harden up.
I'm gonna grab
At this point, alright. Go ahead and give me another Constitution saving throw.
What?
Oh my goodness. You guys have been so lucky with this second roll. Alright.
He's not gonna move away though. He's still reaching forward.
You're gonna try again?
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Dusty is not smart.
He is a determined boy.
He is. Yes, he is very persistent.
Go ahead and give me that second check right away. Good God.
He's slowly making his way forward. He's...
Oh, you're continuing forward? Alright, go ahead and make it a disadvantage since it's happening so often to you. And since you are going into a much stronger area of this... Kidding me?
He is not.
Alright, you managed to make it...
Wow.
You are now at the head. What's your strength?
12.
You could manage to pry some of the smaller gems off of there.
He wants the head. He wants the
you
whole
want the entire head. Alright, then I'll need you to roll a strength check, or use some sort of tool to remove the head.
I don't think he has the correct tool for this situation.
Alright.
Because, again, I don't think the right tool is in a butcher's kit. Unless there's, like, a pry bar to pull apart bones.
You would need some sort of actual, like, axe. Alright, go ahead and give me that strength check then. right. It's thankfully detached enough for you to remove it. But the very point it kind of detaches with a disheartening thump, a very large amount of it spews out from the hole that was kind of was in the throat.
He runs.
Who moved him? Who pulled him back out the first time?
I
Don't teach my
You did?
hamster to
I was
suck eggs.
walking up to near him.
All right, then you're going to be in the cloud as well as Dusty. I'll need both of you to make Constitution saves. Dusty, yours is with disadvantage since you've been breathing it in for the past like 5 minutes.
You can't hear me now. I'm slamming my head on that keyboard.
Well, he's
Damn it.
been
Alright.
holding his breath sometimes, right?
Influence.
That's a fail for both of you.
There's some influence, Dova. Don't know if you want to accept that or not.
Not yet.
So if you fail your second roll, then you might want to use your lucky points.
Yeah, can I use?
Hey! That's metagaming.
I don't know what you're talking about. You said, "Wow, you guys have been doing great on your second rolls." That made me think.
I'm just saying you guys are doing great on your second roll.
Exactly.
I'm
Actually-
not saying how many rolls you have to make. By the way, make your second roll right now,
I
as
also,
At a
I assume
disadvantage
some
again.
people would try to pull you back out.
Yeah.
I also didn't say what roll.
And yes, disadvantage for you, Dusty.
I was actually gonna say while I was doing that, can I use my eye to see if I see any identifying marks on it?
Hey, Dusty.
On the
Yeah, alright.
the
I'll
Warforged.
do it.
Yeah.
Did it.
Surprisingly, this is absolutely markless. There's no manufacturing marks, no nothing.
Because if I'm becoming a freaking stone golem, I'm trying to get something out of it.
There are 2 lucky points left.
I would gladly let you use both of them if it were up to me.
They're communal. That's up to you.
Go ahead.
At least use one.
Alright, I'll use one.
There you go.
All right. So, thankfully, the cast seems to be losing its strength a little bit. And as you are making your way out, Dusty, you're still in the in like a thin area of it, so I would need you to make one without disadvantage.
Just one more.
There's one last. This is the home stretch. All right, that's a pass.
I
All
get
right.
it.
You both are feeling like absolute shit. Everything hurts. Your mouth feels like it's full of sand, and not very fine sand at that. Your eyes are dry. It feels like there's sand in that too, probably because there likely is. You guys were almost turned to stone at least 6 times. Somehow pulling out of
Dusty
it fine.
especially.
I'm
Yes.
gonna look at Dusty and just fall on my back laughing.
I did it. I got it. I got it. Showed that pull. Pull it.
All right, now you now have the head of a mechanical Gorgon. Not really a mechanical, but a warforged Gorgon.
He's gonna like walk around it and give it to you. I got you something.
Sweet. Here. I'll trade. For your hard work, I'll give you this, and I give him the potion of fire breathing.
Actually, Zerth,
Yep.
you would see a single mark,
Notes.
and it's kind of small as he's showing you the head. Because I assume you would show it to Zerth first.
Oh
sorry,
yeah,
I think
he was showing it proudly.
Okay, good. Because Zerth, you would see a mark, right on one of the eyelids, and as its eyes are kind of rolled into the back of its head, you can see clearly. It's one of those symbols that's present on Anun's robes. One of those runes. It kind of looks like like an R with a few extra lines added.
Let's see.
Anun's still on like the other side of the cart near Sinel.
Um, Zerth
Sinel's
is
kind of
gonna,
just been watching this whole thing and just shaking his head.
That's reasonable.
Hey, they got the head.
Zerth's gonna walk over to slowly, because he's not doing great. Probably hacking up sawdust and concrete powder to Noon and just point to the symbol he saw and goes, "What is that?"
His ears are gonna perk up, and he's gonna take a good look at that symbol and then flip through that book that he has to see if there's just a matching one. Even though he only has like a page.
The first page, which previously was full of this script, I believe it was. I'm not exactly sure.
It was.
I'll have to check the description.
It was first page was like front and back.
All right.
It was all just the sigils.
All right. Looking on the sigils, you do see it a few times. It seems to be just one of the letters of this strange alphabet. However, when turning past the first page, you notice that a small entry has appeared. About maybe 40 or 50 or so more sigils. There's also, it's kind of a roughly 3 lines, a title line as well as a few descriptors behind underneath it, almost like a dictionary entry.
It's still just in that those characters, right?
Correct.
He's just gonna kind of, well, he'll mentally remember that specific letter. He doesn't want to write in this book to mess with it.
Okay.
So he'll make a note later.
All right.
So,
Anybody else doing anything special?
Did he tell me what that R was, or not really?
No, he would tell you that he has no idea what any of these mean. He's trying to figure it out.
He's got the book.
They know it has something to do with him, or at least his species. But that's the extent of his knowledge. He's trying to learn.
Zerth would point with his tail to the bullhorn. Well, that thing had one of those symbols on it.
Hey Dova, can I identify the bullhead?
Yeah, you can spend a little time to identify it.
Yeah, just as a ritual.
Okay. As everything's getting packed up and the horses are getting rebridled, the wound has healed quite nicely, though you can tell the horse is a little bit groggy, still recovering the large amount of blood that it lost.
I will pat the horse.
All right. As you get going, you finish your ritual casting of Identify, and it is not magical in any way anymore. It seems to have lost its magical sort of abilities as soon as it was separated from the body of the Gorgon.
Oh, that's okay. I was looking through exactly what Identify does, and the only thing I can find that's possibly relevant: if the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
Ah.
I was seeing if
you would
maybe
know that this was indeed created in a creation forge.
Okay, cool. But not any idea of who might have done it.
No.
Okay. I tried.
All right. Continuing onwards, you guys have your long rest in you, aside from the spells that you might have cast in the morning. as well as any abilities or various other things like the clockwork amulet that was used up.
Yes.
Dusty just laying
Alright.
on the floor of the cart. Bleh.
Mhm. All right.
I won. I don't care why, but I won.
The cart continues on for most of the day. Going is rather slow now since you're off of the main road. However, you've been going for quite a while through through these woods, and the game trail is kind of widened and narrowed at various points. Every so often, you see a deer, you see various birds and other small animals through the trees. And as evening, as you're coming up to your planned campsite, you can see a clearing up a little ways. You arrive in the clearing, and 14, 13, 13. Those of you with say, yeah, that would be pretty much everyone. You guys would be able to see that hidden amongst the tall grass of this small kind of a meadow.
It's a wild Pikachu.
No. A bunch of these small kind of rod-like metal objects, and looking closer, you can determine that these are actually rusted metal swords, just kind of stuck in the ground. Looking closer, you can see a pike. You can see a rusted and corroded suit of armor. A suspicious-looking mound in the grass, which is covered in the grass, of course. It's kind of been swallowed up by it, but it's entirely possible that that's a pile of where some of the dead might have laid, as you come into the remains of a skirmish fought some years before, probably during the last war. Even though it is rather late, the carriage driver kind of spurs the horses to go on further, pressing into the night, as he kind of turns around and says, I'm not stopping here."
I don't blame you.
All right. Continues on for about an hour more, and you guys are starting to get seriously tired, and the horses are kind of complaining and whinnying every once in a while. But you do find another small clearing, and in the light of the lantern, it's most likely not the remains of a battlefield. So you set down from the night. I need someone to give me 3 d20 rolls.
Cobalt fast. That's Defender
That
Beacon
was-
he got. So he can roll if he wants.
That was very fast.
Defender Beacon is speedy.
So, what's the watch schedule?
It's probably Dusty again.
All right.
Yark will take one of the late night ones because he has dark
Anud.
vision.
Anud will take first watch.
All right.
Zerth would take
The-
last.
The kind of overcast clouds that have been present for a few days now slowly kind of give way during the night, giving you a clear view of the night sky. You can see the golden glittering ring of Eberron kind of arching off in the distance and around the world which you stand on. And you can see... Go ahead. Somebody roll 2d4 for me, please.
Was first.
I get the first. And you can see 3 of the moons of Eberron hanging silently in the sky.
Oh, it would have been so
Compared to
cool
our-
if it was 5.
Compared to our own moon, they're a little bit more. They're a little bit smaller, but the presence of multiple of them give around the same amount of illumination.
Does that mean there's 8 moons and we can only see 3 of them, or is there only 3 moons?
There are 12 moons,
Oh.
one for every month.
Oh, neat.
This must be a hell of a planet for a werewolf.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Well, it's only based on one of the moons.
Hmm.
That was a total guess on my part.
Hey Dova.
I think they
I
work in a different way.
I can
Dova,
see
what's
there
the
being maybe 12 different were animals.
Hey Dova, what's the fourth month in Eberron?
Well, let me take a look. That would be Irie.
And what moon is Irie? Is it Irie? Is the moon's name just named after the months?
Well, the months are named after the moons, which were all named after the 12 sons of Gallifrey.
Okay.
Sons and daughters. Sorry.
Is the Irie moon visible now?
Yeah, I'd say it would be visible right now. It's just kind of cresting over the horizon, maybe 20 degrees or so.
Yerk's gonna nudge Dusty and say, "That one's mine."
You own a moon? That's awesome.
Which one's yours?
I don't know. I've never had a moon before.
Do you know what day you were born? What month you were born?
No.
Maybe you should ask Tozer.
Yeah, okay. Also, everyone who is taking a shift that night is going to be accompanied by Dusty as he pesters them to show them or 3 Dragon Ante.
I'm gonna press. I'm gonna stick my hand in the now cleaned neck of the bowl and like press buttons to make it blink and move its mouth.
Give me an intelligence check.
That's a good one.
You kind of manage to get your hand in there and kind of move its mouth kind of open and close, and you have to do it with 2 hands because it is very, very heavy for you. And you can do that, and you kind of manage to find one of the fibers and pull on it, and you can make one of the eyes open and shut. But that's really all you're able to do, as many of these are either severed, they're actually controlled much closer and kind of like inside the face, and you're not able to really get to those like fibers.
I'm gonna make it a giant bullhead puppet. And
I have
give it a
finger
voice.
puppets too. I
Great,
guess
we're
those are
gonna.
arm puppets for you.
Where are you gonna
This is
stay,
gonna
Eric?
be- This is gonna be a great card game.
Eric?
The cards. Was that?
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
You were muted for a little while there.
I was probably cutting out a lot. The stream started buffering too.
Ah. That'd probably do it.
Okay, so what was happening? What did you ask me?
Sim or me?
Dusty.
Oh, he was just like saying, "Wow, this is gonna be a great card game."
I'm gonna play 3 Dragon Ante and hold the cards with the bull's head
Alright.
with the mouth.
Ridiculous.
Uh,
Dusty shows you 3 Dragon Ante.
go ahead and roll either insight or deception against each other.
Mm.
I mean, I'm pretty good
bad.
at both of those, so
I'm pretty bad at both. Okay, let's do this. Oh
Wow.
well.
Alright, Yark.
Alright.
You will win on a 3 or higher. Dusty, you will win on a 1 or a 2.
What did you roll? Oh,
A
Figures.
D6. Pure luck that round was. You got a very good hand to start out with, and even though Yark could kind of guess that he had a good hand, you were still able to beat him out.
yay!
Oh yeah, we'll see me in Hammer Pit and Crowbar.
I will. Let's play that now.
Alright, we play.
All right.
They're
So as
up
you
all night
guys
playing games.
pass the time during the night, the morning does eventually come without much incident. After slaying the Gorgon, it seems that the woods have calmed down quite a bit.
Oh yeah, before I forget, is it possible you just drag this potion of fire breathing into Dusty's inventory?
I
wanna give
believe
him-
so.
I want to give him something for his hard work.
He got you a severed warforged head. You gave him a potion to breathe fire.
I don't think that worked. I dragged it to Dusty, but like I don't think it worked.
Hmm.
I don't know how I do this.
Maybe the DM has to do it.
Yeah. That was the.
Dragon powder potion fire breathing.
That worked just fine.
Yay.
Sweet. Probably because I don't have access to Dusty's things, so I can't even add things.
That's probably it. All right. And it's identified for you, Dusty?
Nice.
It is. Very cool, very cool. All right. So, as things start to pack up, you guys head out again. And eventually you can hear the distant sound of waves breaking against the shore. And as best as you're following this trail, and it's leading almost directly to that mark you made on the sailing map, Enun.
Uh-huh.
And as you arrive at the end of the trail, you see the trees kind of recede behind you as you are now kind of stopped about 100 feet prior to a cliff just at the tree line. As the carriage driver kind of stops. He kind of looks backwards and he says, "Well, unless you got some way of making this carriage fly, then I guess I'll stay right here."
All right.
Dusty, go ahead and go up in the air there. Take this rope. Let's go ahead and see what we can do with you. All right, Dusty?
You know he's gonna do it, right? He's actually starting to fly with the rope.
Why do you think that Sinel's doing this?
You're gonna get smacked by Zerth.
Zerth's
So-
right behind him.
You're
So-
smacked by a few people.
Zer's entire face is in shadow, but his eyes start to do the anime cling with like the stars.
Yep.
So what is this? It's a ravine.
Yeah, it's the sort of it's a shore to a very large lake.
I'm
It's
just gonna throw athletics to see how well Dusty does in his impossible task.
Mhm.
Come
Yeah,
on,
it's almost
Dusty,
a
you can
15.
do it. Try harder. Keep going.
Something about that Gorgon messed up your wings, man. Like they're kind of hard and crusty, and it's hard to get the air underneath them. And you can pull about 20 feet of the rope, but after that, the combined weight of the rope just pulling downwards is quite hard to pull.
Not trying hard enough. Come on, harder.
Okay, so you said it's the shore of a large lake.
Yes, the shore of a large lake. You guys are on a cliff-like, cliff sides. Down below, about maybe only 40 or 50 feet, is a small slope, which leads into a very thin ribbon of a beach near the bottom. And from the top to the water is about 100 or so feet.
And is this on the other side? Like, is the map saying that the hideout might be on the other side of the lake?
No, it was saying that it was going to be on this side.
Oh, well.
And it says, as far as your map is aware, that you're at roughly the exact spot.
Dusty, how well can you fly right now?
Yes.
I'm a little sore, but I guess if I do some stretches, I'll be fine.
That's,
Is there any way that you can try seeing what's below this cliff if maybe there's an entrance.
Yeah, sure. As long as I don't get hit, I'll be pretty.
Well, you shouldn't.
Hopefully.
Dusty's gonna take a moment to like stretch out his wings this time, and do some
Alright.
stretches in general.
You take a little while to stretch everything out to kind of make sure that you're actually flight worthy. As before, you just kind of went for it, but now you're stretched. You're feeling pumped and ready to go. You can
Okay.
fly. You think you can fly just fine, but you're still a little bit unsure about all that.
He's gonna put down the rope first.
All right.
Okay, see you in a bit. Jump.
All right. Leap off the side into the very cool air. It is fall right now, and the sun is warming you up quite a bit, but the almost an ocean breeze kind of rolling from the east to the west and smashing against this cliffside is actually pushing you up quite a bit as you feel a very strong wind from beneath. You catch it and gain at least 20 or 30 feet just from that. Go ahead and give me a perception check with disadvantage, since it is direct sunlight, and a lot of the sun is actually bouncing off the water below you.
Oh no, it is very bright. This is bad for a bat.
It is very bright right now.
Oh, no.
Why did... I'm not familiar with Dragon Ball Z. And for
There's a
some
lot
reason-
of the sun bouncing off of the water from beneath, and due to the wind, it's actually kind of scattering it and kind of basically dazzling you from beneath. You're really unable to see any sort of cave entrances or any sort of trails leading down.
How far
Dusty
down?
flies back and flops. It's so bright.
You're just covering your eyes.
Yes.
How far down is it?
It's about 40 feet until it starts sloping in a not sheer cliff-wise, but more a very, very steep angle of this kind of rocky crag and thick, kind of rough gravel. And eventually, about 60 feet more is going to be a beach. So 100 feet total from here to the
100
water.
feet. Wow. And remind me, jump distance.
Jump distance is going to be the long jump is your. I believe that's your strength modifier, given that you could do a run up, which you definitely can right now. But
And
standing
the-
long jump is going to be half your strength modifier.
What about height?
Height, I believe that is also half of your strength modifier.
Half the
Or
modifier?
actually, no. The
Half the
height in feet is measured in your modifier. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
need to
because
check.
my modifier is -2, so either I can't jump at all, or I try to
Dusty.
jump and I go further into the ground.
All right. So long jump, you can do your strength score if you move at least 10 feet. If you make a standing long jump, you can leap half that distance.
Mm-hmm.
High jump, 3 plus your strength modifier. You move at least 10 feet for the jump.
I can jump 1 foot high.
You are also 2 feet high, so
That's true.
you can also
That's
do
pretty-
a athletics check to see if you can jump any higher.
I was gonna prepare the jump spell, which triples your jump, but that's just 3 feet, so I don't know
That's like
if it's worth
higher than your body height, though.
It is 1 foot higher. However, it's not tall. It's not that high in the grand scheme of things.
What's Sinnoh
Sure.
doing right now?
Zer's just looking at the water. Just kind of glaring. Can I use my my special eye to see if I see any caves or anything?
You'd have to,
Absolutely.
like-
Go ahead and roll perception.
It's more of an angle, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Maybe
That's why
Dusty
I'm not
can
giving
fly
him
down
advantage.
there with a mirror.
Oh, okay.
This would be considered near a river, wouldn't it?
Lake.
Lake? That's a gray area.
Yeah, it's not really a swamp, it's more of a cliffside.
Well, I get it for forests, jungles, swamps, marshes, and rivers. So.
Well, I mean, you are kind of next to a forest, and it is technically a body of water, so.
So, yes.
You are already getting disadvantage from the fact that you at a bad angle to look at it, perhaps.
Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter.
So yeah, you're looking along the shoreline, kind of trying to keep that map in mind, that kind of a picture, the landscape picture in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And you think you're at like the right spot, but something's just a little bit off about it, and you can't manage to find any entrances, any sort of alcoves or kind of tunnels.
I don't see anything, but the angle up here is not right.
Huh.
So you said that the map that I had was like a topographical map of underwater?
Yes, basically a nautical navigation chart.
Oh, okay.
So it
Never
lists deep spots, it lists sandbars, but it also gives a very accurate representation of the coastline, which is why you managed to get it basically out of a bargain bin, since it is a little bit outdated.
Does the map that I got from that guy's body, does it reference anything that I can correlate with being underwater, maybe?
Give me an intelligence check.
Yeah.
With advantage, since you do have the map right there.
Okay.
You're actually looking at it, and then you're looking at the map, and you're looking at the sort of underwater charts, and you have the brilliant idea of flipping it upside down, and it matches perfectly with the spot that's about 300 feet down the shoreline from you.
Oh.
And it seems that there is actually a small underground, or an underwater river that leads into a cave system, possibly.
Such a smart.
Yeah, Anion's going to relay that to the rest of the team. And Yark, are you able to make any like water breathing potions or tonics or whatever?
Potions. I don't know. I haven't tried making any. Actually, I don't have any more dragon powder either.
Okay.
I have some dragon powder.
Yark flips through his class ability lists.
What's Sinnoh doing right now?
That's a good question. What are you doing, Sinnoh?
Is
He's doing ranger things.
Yeah.
Is Soda with you?
DeSota's always with me unless I basically say otherwise.
Okay, because Dusty's taking out his tin and checking it again, hopefully, before starting to look for DeSoda.
It's full again.
Yes. Where's that puppy?
It is a different color this time, though. Whereas before it was kind of a very faint, kind of a pinkish. Now it's sort of a very faint blue.
Dusty wants to find DeSoda and like lure him within petting range with the cotton candy.
Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw from DeSoto.
Roll for cotton candy.
Because DeSoda has had this before and he likes it. That's probably a success.
He's looking up towards you for approval, Sinnoh. Very clearly wanting to go get some.
Don't make him fat. Go ahead.
Does this make you fat?
As soon as you say, before you're even done saying "go ahead," he's already kind of bounding over there.
He hears the G sound. And
Here's the G, and already he's gone. And he empties it out in about half a second. Basically
Dusty
grabbing the
is-
entire thing in one chomp.
Dusty is happily petting this dog. He feels better already.
DeSoto would probably then tackle you.
What? Oh, this is fun.
Happily. I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
the happily kind, jump up on
Oh.
your chest and drag you to the ground to cover your face in licks.
Because he's bigger than you
Yes.
and stronger than you.
The carriage driver you can see is kind of leaned back with his arms kind of crossed over his chest. His feet are crossed, sitting on like the dashboard, and he's smoking like a cob pipe with his hat over his face.
Hmm.
Dusty's just having a good time with the dog.
How? You said it was about 300 feet down the shoreline. How
Yes.
far is that from us? Was that from where we're at, and then we?
That's
looked
from
down?
where you're at. You just move 300 feet, and you're pretty much right above it.
I'm gonna move without saying a word to anybody. I'm gonna move farther down the shore and then jump into the water.
All right. What's
no.
your strength score?
The mod, the score itself is 16.
16. All right.
DeSoto ate cotton candy. His face looks are sticky now.
All right. That should be able to make it. Though you're not quite actually from looking at the diagram, you would realize that since it is a rather rocky shore, then the drop off is very near to the shoreline. With 16 feet though, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
I posted something very important in the group chat.
Athletics.
Is it the goldfish? Oh. That.
Yep.
All right.
Basically, yes.
You leap offwards, or off the cliffside, digging into the ledge and pushing outwards. You soar through the air, the water glittering beneath you. Would you like to go in head first or toe first?
Probably be doing head first.
All right. As you kind of put your arms to the side and look like almost a swimming alligator before you even hit the water, streamlined at about an 80-degree angle. As you hit the water, making nary but a small splash, you are now in the clear water of the lake.
Happy Gator is happy.
Blue, who has been kind of following you, is going to immediately follow behind. Let's see if he actually can make the distance. That would be skills. That was 100 feet, I said, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Just making sure.
Man, I missed the ridiculous amount of teleportation my previous character had. He would jump down, feather fall, see what's around, and then like teleport back up with the use of like maybe one spell slot.
You know, there is another silly thing that I could do if we're all just going into the water.
I don't know if anybody actually saw Zerth walk away. He didn't tell
Probably not.
anybody.
Dusty is too busy enjoying Sinnoh.
Well-
DeSoto's.
We know it's 300 feet down, right?
100 feet down.
No,
100
no,
feet to the shoreline, but yeah, 300 feet away
Yeah.
towards the northwest.
Well,
By the
then
way,
let's-
Blue doesn't get as much distance and thus slams into the water just before the drop off. You hear through the water, you hear it very well. you hear a crunching noise. How much HP does he have? Oh, he's okay. Never mind. He takes 26 points of bludgeoning damage. That was 1, 2, 3. 3 ones and 3 twos out of 10d6.
He lucked the heck out.
Even though he rolled a nat 1 on his athletics.
Wow.
I turn around to look at that.
You can see him. He's just kind of slumped over, slowly kind of getting upwards. He just looks... Actually, no, you wouldn't really be able to see him above the water since you're above ground, but you can see as his legs sort of straighten themselves out with a sickening kind of crunching noise, almost like wood being ground in between two large metal plates.
Oh, silly robot. Silly.
Hey, Noon, do you have...
He starts walking forwards into the surf.
Say that again?
Do you have Featherfall?
No.
When
Why
Zerth
not?
would slowly swim up to him as he would get into the water, and then cast Mending.
All right, you can slowly start to heal him up.
Oh, and I don't know if this is useful to you or not, Dova, but like a lot of my abilities say that when I try to heal, when I cast Mending on my constructs, it heals 2d6.
Okay, I was
I don't know if
thinking
you-
about using hit dice.
That's up to you. But like when I cast Mending on on one of my turrets, I'll probably do the 1d6 or 2d6
Yeah.
if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that should be okay. I'll just have him roll his hit dice because
Maybe-
something mechanical nature or
Maybe-
biomechanical nature.
Maybe it can be a 2d6 if I'm doing it, since I'm a actual artificer.
I don't know. This does get 1d10 plus 2, so maybe it wouldn't use his hit die,
I don't know.
and maybe use one of your spell slots. We'll figure it out when it happens. But yeah, you start to channel some of your divine healing magic or mending magic into Blue as his as these sort of frayed cords in his legs start to get wound back together. He just looks at you for a moment and says, "Thank you. I thought that it was closer."
I give
Hold
him because I'm still underwater. I give him a smile and just give him a thumbs up.
All right.
Real quick, doesn't he only have one eye?
He has one eye, and the other one is kind of clearly later manufacture and of lower quality.
Well, that makes sense. He probably doesn't have much depth perception.
I mean, he has been. I mean, he has had pretty decent shots with his crossbow. Maybe it's just lucky shots then.
Well, I mean, I guess you do need some sort of depth perception, but it's more of an aiming thing, right?
Yeah, that's true. All right, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Man, I'd love to Featherfall down there.
You know, the funny thing is, Dusty has slow fall. I think that
Yeah,
kind
but
of works.
that's a monk ability,
I know.
and it's only for you.
What if I carry someone while I'm falling?
I'll bet you could reach the water before you hit it, like a glider.
Yeah.
Every party should have someone with Featherfall.
I mean,
Alright, well, get it.
I can't. I literally can't, or else I would have, because you didn't.
I mean, I'm trying to play an archetype, not utility.
Oh, I understand.
I think that DeSoto's probably still got Dusty under him.
Yes, they're having fun.
And
Yep.
Sinol is watching with amusement.
I got 50 feet of rope. Anyone else have another 50 feet of rope?
I do.
Well, there we go.
You tie it together and
Yeah.
Yep, and
Alright.
I have pittance to anchor it in.
I don't think a survival check is necessary.
I can do it if you want. Proficient.
Sure, go ahead.
Maybe it's more of a quality thing rather than a whether you can do it or not thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just fine. Pretty rock solid. Pun intended. As you climb your way down, it doesn't require much strength, although DeSoto might be an issue because he doesn't have thumbs.
Obviously, being the amazing animal partner Sinel is, he's going to carry DeSoto down on his shoulders as he climbs the rope.
I mean, he's probably done that with trees plenty of times.
That's very true.
Yeah, he has.
All right. You can kind of sling him over your shoulder, and he stays still enough that you can slowly make your way down. He's going to be able to spend one more of his hit die, and max. Very nice. But that's about as much as you can do right now.
DeSoto gives you encouraging panting.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you guys are now down at the bottom. As you finish through this about 40-foot section of steep cliffs, you can kind of walk straight down the remaining, as it's rather steep but not vertical. There you go. All right, you guys are now at the shoreline. The sand in your feet or shoes, because I'm pretty sure that none of you are actually wearing shoes.
Hold on, let's look at the group picture. Nope. Wait, no. Dusty is.
Dusty's wearing shoes?
Yeah. In the group picture.
Sinel kind of has. I mean, his are more just.
They're kind of like what Zerth has.
Like
where they're
wraps?
Yeah, like but armor, half armor wraps.
Okay,
If that
yeah.
makes any sense.
And he's just pause. All right, so they're on the beach right now.
Yep.
Anun wants to.
What's down here, guys?
What's the ritual cast detect magic to see if there's anything that maybe like splits the water or opens a passage to get under there.
Okay. As you're doing that, we can do a very quick beach episode. Since you guys are on the beach.
Yes, my favorite episode of every anime ever that
There
they
you go.
do. Every single anime.
Get out your bikinis. Get out your volleyballs.
Give the viewers some gratuitous fan service.
Exactly, that's the point.
And
Dusty
we're
has
not-
his trunks wrapped around with a belt because they are too big.
Oh, and Dova, don't forget, every shy character that the viewers want to see more of has to be wearing this like full body covering,
Yep.
unappealing swimsuit.
With stripes.
Exactly.
All right.
Anun's the goth that's wearing all black with the umbrella,
And
We're just kind
the-
of watching from the beach.
reading
Yeah,
the
don't
book.
really see much
Yeah.
of
There you go.
You need slow motion splash fights.
And done.
Yep, and done.
Good,
Ritual
and we're
casting over. There you go. There's the
Damn
mandated beach
I
episode.
just
Hey, we still have the hot springs episode to do.
And we have like 2 more arcs before the body switching episode.
Yep.
Mhm.
is
Right.
is
So-
Dusty the Shota?
Enun,
Shit.
Yes.
you are not able to see any sort of magics which might split open a passageway. However, do you go into the water at all?
Yeah.
You would, looking through the water, you'd actually see a faint trail of just kind of this residue, kind of leading from the sand into the surf, kind of leading off on this beach until eventually the beach actually ends and gives way to these short sheer cliffs. And it seems to disappear into the surf right there and possibly go downwards on that cliff face and possibly into an actual cave there.
Like, how far down?
About 10 feet down.
Oh, okay.
And it's impossible to tell how many feet in.
Hmm.
Can I just know how gators work. Does Earth breathe underwater?
They can certainly
Uh,
stay under for a while.
Like
Yeah,
half an hour, I think.
they have their lungs are designed to hold oxygen for long periods of time, anywhere between 1 to 2 hours up to 24 hours,
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Anoon's gonna
if not longer.
Anoon's gonna call Zerth over and give him the directions to check out. Kind
You
of
just
like
see-
tracing with his finger where he sees the magic going, the
You
trail.
see the tip of his snoot poke out, and then
And
he'll
size.
follow it. A little, not really his eyes per se. Like sometimes they'll stick out their nose before they stick out their eyes.
Except the water's clear, so I can just see all of you, anyways.
He'll swim off down deep and towards that direction.
All right.
Whoops. Guys, I tried to Google alligator underwater. Don't Google alligator underwear.
That's it. I'm doing it.
Yep.
I warned you.
I've seen worse.
Oh God.
I know, but that doesn't mean you want to see it right now.
It's not that bad. I think because I'm not using Google, that probably changes things.
I'm using Google. It just gets worse.
Oh, it just gets. Oh yeah. No, I'm getting into that right now.
Disclaimer: ZGF does not support the Google League of Strange Things.
So, back to the game. You swim downwards, and you can see through the rather clear waters a clear entrance into some sort of underwater river cave system. As you swim downwards into it, your eyes slowly adjust to the darkness. You can kind of see the walls to either side. And it continues on for maybe 40, 50 feet underwater. Then it slowly starts to head back upwards. And after a total of about 180 feet, you surface at the other end and slowly surface, I'm guessing. And you see inside is the slope just continues upwards, but there's clear signs of people coming to and fro in here. There's a darkened lantern on the wall, and there's a distinct smell of
Word of our community's
sulfur
acclaim spreads.
in here. Volcanic sulfur, not like, filth sulfur.
What?
Hey, thanks for the host, Rondo.
Something had that sulfur smell before.
Correct. Last session, Enun interviewed one of his old war buddies. Said that the last time he saw Bolor, he had that smell of volcanic sulfur on him.
Can I peek my head out and just kind of look around?
Oh yeah, you're doing that right now. You can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can see that there's a darkened torch, kind of nailed on a python to the wall of this cave. There's a small box. You're not sure exactly what's in it. A few supplies kind of scattered around, a rope, some climbing gear. But other than that, you really can't see anything of note. But you do see that the tunnel continues onwards, kind of past a bend and out of your line of sight.
Is Blue with me?
Not yet.
Right.
But as you kind of continue to look around, he slowly does make his way up to you. He wasn't swimming; he was more just walking. So he slowly surfaces next to you and looks out.
To suck eggs.
Quietly says, "Did you hear something?"
Not here as more as this place is definitely lived in recently.
Looks over to the supplies. He nods.
Go grab the others.
He gives another nod and
And
disappears backwards.
before he leaves, Zerth is gonna hand him something.
All right.
And just go, shh,
All right.
as he sends him off.
All right.
And he's Zerth's gonna go look in that box.
All right. What did you give him? Just go ahead and send it to me on Discord.
Yeah, will do.
I sent you influence that was redeemed.
I saw that. So, on the relative calm of the lake, you guys are kind of just relaxing for a little while Zerth and Blue are off doing whatever underwater scouting they need to do. And in this time of relaxation, you see rounding a corner of the lake. You slightly hear them before they actually show up, but you hear the sound of a lute playing along with a flute, and a small drum or maybe a tambourine. Before around the corner, a rather large, flat boat appears. It has a small sail on it, and on it are a trio of humanoids. You can't really tell exactly what they are from here. As they get closer, you start to get a better view of them. One of them is a half orc. One is a minotaur, and those are both clearly males, as they are rather well built and shirtless, wearing kind of a shorts, and that's pretty much it.
The best.
The other one is a half orc female, and she's currently playing the lute. And as you get close, she gets closer. You see that on the like beside her are the drum and the flute, just kind of magically playing themselves. They eventually spot you, just kind of lounging around on the beach. And they start to steer the boat over, kind of waving, and flexing.
Amazing.
Dusty flexes back.
Give me a strength check.
That would
Actually,
be
no, this would be athletics.
Same roll.
You are humbled by the Minotaur's impressive physique. And as it touches land, Blue emerges from underneath the rather calm waves, and kind of slowly walks up to Inun, water dripping from all of his various gaps and crevices, and just kind of quietly says, "We're supposed to go in the cave now." However, at that moment, the orc, the half-orc, saunters up with a clear confidence in his step. "What's up, bras?
Oh my god, I immediately understand what's going on now.
I don't
You
know.
little dweebs want to play some netball?"
They
What's
have their
that
own
called?
beach episode.
Oh my god, this is
turns- The Minotaur coming up behind him and says, "Nah, they're not worth it. They couldn't serve a ball, not if their life depended on it."
I mean, kick your ass at netball.
Oh, little man. A lot of vigor from one with such a... And he kind of winks over at the Minotaur. He says, "Small guy."
These
Dusty
are
flexes once more.
these
Give
are
me an
classic
athletics check.
classic beach episode antagonists.
Damn it.
You
He was on
tie
board once.
through your sincerity. You manage to make up for your lack of actual mass. However, this seems to enrage them as they turn their hats backwards.
Oh no, it's on.
That's it.
Hold on, Dova. The Minotaurs try to do it, but they rip their hats in the process due to their horns.
They angrily rip their hat. They're pissed.
Guys, go on without me. I have
that's
to beat
it.
that netball.
You and one other guy versus us two.
Blue.
Winner gets to stay on this beach. And suppose we could throw him 50 bones.
What?
and
But no, these are my teeth.
and
I need my bones.
We're talking about the gold bones, you know?
Oh, those
Come on.
things. Okay, yeah.
if you lose, our father's gonna buy and bulldoze your school. No, wait, sorry, that's 70s. That's 70s. That's
Deer's
70s,
response in
not
chat.
Alright.
Dusty seemed to tie with a flexing minotaur, and that enraged him. He has now been challenged at netball.
Alright. They head back onto their like pontoon boat and basically bring out these two posts with a net stretched between them and start anchoring them in place. Basically a volleyball net.
Dusty points at Inoon. Play with me.
Hold on, I've got it. Yerk steps up and puffs his chest out.
Alright.
Even better.
And
All
he's
right.
gonna be happy that he didn't have to engage in this stupidity.
As he's reading his book and scoffing at them, at the
No, I was-
jocks.
Are they still? Is Blue with them, or am I still talking to him?
Blue is just right. He's basically right there.
Wondering what
By
just
now,
happened.
most of the water is drained out of it.
Blue, unfortunately, it looks like we're stuck here for a bit.
Cut to Tozerth, who's just floating underwater with his arms crossed.
I'll go tell Zerth. I'll wait for you.
My father's senses are tingling. What is my son doing?
As he walks back into the water. Do you head back? Zerth?
Siddle's rubbing the bridge of his nose and just sighing.
Oh no, we're letting the children be bullied by older men. Let's see what happens.
You said Blue told me?
He's making his way back down. He hasn't met up with you yet. Do you head back yet?
No, I'm still in the cave looking at that box. As
Okay.
far as I know, we're still on the mission.
Inside the
Oh.
box, you would find
Your father's senses do not, in fact, tingle.
a handful of pre-packed rations. And by the way, you guys have been using up your rations. Make sure you mark off 3 days.
3
Okay.
days. Got it.
Yeah.
Siddle would be normal. I mean, we're in area that he can easily hunt, couldn't he?
Yeah.
in order to
you can
forage
catch
while-
small animals,
Okay.
and you would need to actually make sure you're letting me know that you're doing that.
Additionally,
Apologies, I did forget.
Yeah.
If you're gonna forage while traveling, we have to move at half pace. Otherwise, you probably just do it like after we make camp.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. Actually, my explorer, I don't travel at half speed while foraging.
Oh, well, there you go.
I also remain at alert to danger.
We'll say that it would be 2 days since you were really basically just picking vegetables and berries from the side of the road as you pass by.
I also find twice as much food as I normally would.
All right. We'll still keep it at 2 days, though.
That's
For
fine.
simplicity, because I'm not going to go into fractions of rations. But yeah, inside the box you find rations, a few candles, and a small kind of a square-looking stone. It's rather thin and can fit easily between your. I'm trying to think of a good size comparison. About the size of a small playing card, but it's made of a smooth stone and has a few embers on it, or a few inscriptions on it that glow in a very dim ember color.
I'm gonna pocket that.
All right.
That could be useful or important later.
All right.
You said small glowing stone.
Yes.
Alright, that's
Small
what I'll-
glowing ember stone. Say that. And I'll get around to actually getting some text for that. So, for you guys playing volleyball.
There is another influence, by the way.
Goodness
All right.
gracious.
You do have quite a few sausages in your packs, you know.
Oh.
As part of your rations, you had a few of the sausages from one of the taverns that you visited.
No,
They
no,
were-
no,
were
no.
Very nice, very fine.
They may be fine, but he's gonna go with. He'll cook some of those, but he's also, you know, a rabbit here and there. He'll. The lakes would make decent hot dog equivalents.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say finely minced, not necessarily fine quality.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you're starting to grill up some hot dogs on a small kind of beach fire pit. So volleyball time.
How? He looks back at
As
her.
is,
I accept
the,
this challenge. What
the-
is that?
they impatiently explain the rules. Basically, you're not allowed to let the ball touch the sand, otherwise they get a point. Best of 21 wins.
Okay.
All right.
First person to reach
Yark-
11 wins.
Yark.
21.
Yark is
Bruh, come on.
adjusting.
Okay, 21.
For the past few minutes, York has been sticking a wrench in this little orb and turning it as if he's tuning something.
What's that?
Hopefully something that'll help us.
At about this point, the Minotaur serves. Both of you go ahead and give me athletic checks, as they're going to do the same.
Amazing. Oh, hey.
The volley goes as follows. The Minotaur lays a monstrous serve, as it kind of spirals downward over the net and downwards. Dusty barely manages to catch it. Okay, yeah, he barely manages to catch it and return it over the net. The orc kind of gives a very sportsmanlike return. As Yark, you kind of slam it back over with a good amount of speed, but at this point the Minotaur is on the net and slams it down to the ground with almost a crater. And it goes on like this for about 5 points, so they're up 5-0.
Alright.
We need to strategize.
Alright, so before the round starts, like as he's preparing to serve, I'm gonna drop a force turret.
Oh
But
no.
one that I've calibrated to deal significantly less damage and be more of a light pushing force.
You don't want to blow up the ball.
But what the
Exactly.
fuck?
What's that?
What is that?
Oh,
You
it's
Cross it.
it's one something I can do. You guys can play sports well, and I can make things well.
They kind of just look at each other. They look at the crude scoreboard that's been put up, and I assume is maintained by either Sinil or Inun.
Probably Sinnoh. Inun's not interested.
And
No, it would
Noon's
have
reading
to
a
be
book.
at noon because Sinel's
Hold on.
currently cooking hot dogs.
Oh,
And Noon is
alright.
and Noon is
Alright,
reading.
Inun. You are the scorekeeper in the swimwear.
And Noon is reading a book with an entirely black cover and silverish writing for the title. Occasionally putting up a new number whenever someone says
And
to.
it's the soda.
All right. They kind of look over to the scoreboard and they just they kind of
So,
look over to the scoreboard and they just kind of shrug and say, "Fine,
Yeah, Anun wants absolutely nothing to do with this.
won't
That's
fucking
fine.
matter though. We'll beat you anyways."
You fucking wait, boys.
Sinel's sitting
Alright.
on the sidelines, his eyes are glued to the ball. Anytime it goes out of bounds, he's right there.
Are you
Go
sure
ahead and give me
you-
another round of athletics check. Yark, go ahead and add 5 to the final result.
Okay, I can just hit the button for that.
It's
I
a
should-
little better.
Oh no, I should have
That's,
just. So, I dropped the die in order to put +5 on my roll, and the die I dropped was a 17.
Oh,
All right. So, the first 3 rounds with the orb there, with the force generator, you managed to win. However, the last 2 they managed to win. So it is now 3-7.
All right, let's keep going.
They're getting used to it. They're kind of pulling ahead.
But we are also learning the game better.
That's very
I
true.
think we can strategize, maybe.
I don't know how much strategy you can put into a sport like this.
Dang, I don't know
Depends.
either. I don't.
You're starting to figure it out, though. I'd say you'd be able
Alright.
to add +2
Okay.
to each of your results from you're trying to figure this out and eventually getting a hang of the rules and how it's played.
Okay, so Dova, I think what I'm
Yeah?
gonna have the turret do is instead of like just firing whenever I need it, it'll try to halt or slow the momentum of their returns, so we have a better chance of hitting it.
What's the range on it?
Like 30 feet.
Okay, it'd be able to slow it down as it arrives.
Yeah.
So
So,
the score is 3-7.
oh jeez. Well, he got an 18, so that should help.
All right, you managed to actually score rounds this time. So now you're up to 7 and they're up to 8. All
We
right.
do hold on. We do the chest bump thing, but we both get hurt in the process.
Ooh, the sand is super hot. Go ahead and so one more round.
All right, let's go.
Yep.
Oh no, they just keep getting lower.
And mine
You're
keep
gonna
getting
get tired.
higher.
Wait,
Dusty,
there are
you are
lucky
carrying.
points.
You are carrying the team, Dusty.
Yark is
However,
Yark is getting
They are in the zone. They're in sync.
Shit.
They smash 5 rounds in your face.
tired. Wait, all 5? Jeez.
All 5. Score is now 7-13.
Alright, let's go again.
Okay.
Alright.
Oof. Oh.
Very nice.
And that means mine's gonna be bad.
And a display of
Or it is
turnabout.
not.
In a display of turnabout, you completely smash him 5 rounds. 12-13. One more.
My god. My god.
All right.
I
You
rolled
get
a-
4 more rounds?
Proficiency in netball?
Not yet. These guys are practiced, and you're getting used to using that force generator. So you get 4 more rounds, and they get 1. 16-14.
Wow. They still got a point even when we're.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I knew it was coming. 14 isn't terrible though.
It couldn't last forever.
Or maybe it can.
Oh.
I don't
Like I
think
said-
you guys understand.
Oh.
I mean, we're still getting good numbers. At least they're not bad.
Dusty
You
is
score
good at
4 more
sports.
points, meaning you are at 20, and on that next round, the game point, they become animals.
Uh-oh.
Pure sports like adrenaline coursing through their beach bully bodies.
Shit.
They utterly demolish you that last round, and you think, oh, something bad's happening. Game
Dusty
points.
looks
You're
back
at
the
20.
soda.
They're at 15.
Dusty looks back
You
at
have
the
to
soda.
win one more
Bobby
round.
Jimmy.
Hmm.
Uh-oh, I'm getting tired.
And they're
You're
decent
getting
numbers.
tired.
though.
You guys are getting there. It's hot. You guys are
just need one more.
thirsty. You're hungry. Scores are
Sinnel, dog me.
tied. They're also looking tired though. They've burnt through a lot of that adrenaline. It's game point for either one. It could go either
Oh,
way,
shit.
boys.
So this next roll is just the 1 point.
Yep. There's a heavy crack as they fist bump each other.
Their arms are broken.
No,
No,
Both their- they both. Both
that's
their-
just the sound. That's just the sound of their fists impacting each other.
Whoa.
Oh, we've
There's
got
crater
a
under them now.
we've got an influence.
What's the
Oh,
influence?
boy.
That's very good. That's very true. A bit of meat cooking on the beach might distract them. They're going anabolic at this point. They need protein.
Alright, Dova, for this last point, I'm going to use my my clockwork amulet to roll 10, so I get a 17
How many times can you use that per day?
once. But I
You've already used it.
no, that was yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it totally was yesterday. All right.
But we
So
didn't
you get to
play
add plus
yesterday.
7, so that's 17 total.
And his 16 looks like.
Dusty is still waiting for Sinnel to dog him.
Sinel's going to pull up with his tongs, call out Yark, and before they go again for the next round, just do a complete anime fling, calling out Dusty and Yark with 2 dogs flying right towards them.
Wrong dog, but okay.
You guys make an ultimate gamble. You guys fling it high in the air, giving you precious time to snatch a dog and at least get it in your mouth before they get to return the ball. However, as they're returning the ball, they are spiking it hard.
I haven't rolled my athletics.
You did.
Oh
Oh, no, that was
no,
last
that was from
round.
last time. I didn't
This
roll.
is
Remember?
the last round.
No. The
Oh right,
previous
yeah.
round.
Go ahead.
Please be good.
Oh,
Yes.
sweet.
Dive in. By pure luck, you managed to not get any sand on your hot dog as it's in your mouth right now. As you kind of bop it up just a little. They're a little bit distracted. They're smelling the meat. They're tired. They're sweating pretty heavily too. And Yark,
Can I say
you
what I did?
jump off of his back, and with a surprising amount of height, reach slightly above the net, and bop it right down. It taps the top of the net and slams into the sand as they both try to dive for it, kind of crashing into each other.
I can imagine this all in anime style, and it's fantastic.
I can too.
Yark and Dusty, the tiny duo.
As the dust settles, the ball's on the ground, and Noon just kind of takes the scoreboard up to 21 for you guys. And you guys have now won.
Yeah!
They're slowly getting up. They're brushing the sand off of them. They're annoyed. They're pissed. They're kind of shrugging their shoulders, and they the half orc yells back to the boat where the half orc woman is just kind of sitting on a beach chair. These kind of dark spectacles on her face. He yells back, Veronica! You can tell that he's just motioning towards her and angry, and Veronica just half-heartedly reaches beneath into one of the packs kind of strewn on the deck of the pontoon boat, grabs a pouch, kind of gives a rough count, and then tosses it as they're anchored about like 2 feet offshore. And they manage to they toss you the gold pouch. They angrily pack up their stuff and
Hold on, wait.
They start sailing away.
You forgot one of the most important moments in a beach episode.
What's that?
Okay, so as the sun's setting, but by the way, it's not time for the sunset, but for some reason the sun's setting in the background. I go get a hot dog and like wordlessly hold it up to him, and it's very dramatic and amazing and heartfelt.
Ah, yes, the peace offering of food, like
Exactly.
the popsicle or the hot dog.
Right. The Minotaur, who seems a lot more dignified in his defeat, looks down, has a little smile, and grabs the hot dog.
Meanwhile,
And thus,
And he just looks down at you, and then kind of over at Dusty, and then makes sure that the orc isn't watching, and then says to you, "Happy trails, little man." I'm sorry, he
you
says,
too.
"Happy trails, little man."
You too, big guy, and he pats him on his extremely muscled calf.
next
So we
time
can
you
reach-
see me, I'm
He
gonna flex
starts-
so good.
He starts heading off, and you can tell he just downs the hot dog in like 2 bites.
Did they give
And
you
thus
your
the
buddies?
beach
This
episode
the
is
air goes,
complete.
All right.
Hang on,
Important
did they
question
even
for you,
give
Sinnoh. I got
Yeah?
a real important question for you, Sinnoh.
What?
Toppings.
Don't really have any.
I still have some wild onions.
Some wild onions.
I
Yeah,
mean,
did they get
That'll
the
work.
gold?
Kind of like a relish.
Hang
Exactly.
on, did they get the gold?
Yeah.
No, we got it.
Okay, I missed that.
Dusty's gonna split it with Yark.
All right.
25 each.
Blue by this time has reunited with Zer. Just kind of looks up and says, "They're playing games."
Just gonna take a deep breath and go, how come I am not exactly? I'm not surprised. Did you at least tell them that we're in here?
Yes, I told them to follow under.
Well, then me and you will move on ahead. They'll catch up.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay.
And
Oh.
me and Blue will start heading deeper.
Do we get proficiency with netball now?
Yes, you have proficiency with netball.
Sweet.
Yes.
I'm putting it in my character sheet.
Me too.
All right.
That was great. And I'm glad Dusty flexed at them.
So, are you guys going to head down into the cave now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Dusty is only a little sore.
I
But-
saved Tozer some hot dogs in a plastic baggie.
However, I feel his
You do have a
friendship
bag of
with Yark
holding,
has
so-
deepened
There you
the
go.
Social link up. They are at least a rank 4 social link now.
Blue and I are
That was
just
F1.
moving farther in.
Yep.
We're going to now.
Excuse me?
Wait.
I need to type.
Oh.
The map got brought up for me. Come on. Alright, so
What's happening?
you guys start to head down in. And yeah. So I believe you can hold your breath.
It's based on your
It
constitution,
is based
I
on your
believe.
constitution. A number of rounds equal to your constitution score. So since it isn't difficult swimming, you are moving at half speed or 180 feet.
I got 1 minute and 12 seconds.
All right.
I got 1 minute and 48 seconds.
What's your constitution?
18.
So, for
Okay.
those who are moving at 15 feet around, you require a 12 constitution modifier, or a constitution score, to make it there in one breath.
Yeah, I have that.
All right?
I've got it.
Anybody not?
So
Or does
does
anyone move
DeSoda.
slower?
DeSoda
No,
and
if
Sin will
anything,
move
they'll see you move
faster.
faster.
All right.
Also true. I can
I don't
push
know.
someone, I guess.
I don't. But actually, I don't know. Would wings hinder you underwater?
You can fold them close to your body, so no.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I also have a movement speed of 35.
As you swim downwards, and start going through the tunnel, you can see a faint light. Actually, no, you wouldn't be able to see a faint light up ahead. Those with dark vision can. Those without, you have a light for about 50 feet into the tunnel, or it slowly spirals off into an inky darkness.
Oh, hey Dova.
Yeah?
I'm gonna grab a rock. Not a rock. What? Hold on, give me a second.
Pebble?
Nah, something that I can carry on me. It's very small, like tiny sized.
Okay.
I guess my pack. It's probably not that big. I'm gonna tap it and it's gonna glow. Give me a moment. I can tell you how brightly. Bright light and 5 foot radius, dim light another 5.
All right.
So at least you'll be able to see something.
Yes. And you wouldn't be able to see all of the walls, interior surfaces of the tunnel at all times. But if you kind of drift naturally towards one side or the other, and you can see and sort of guide yourself through this tunnel and up this small passageway. However, as you are getting close to the end, your lungs are burning, and all of you have the doubt in your mind of, is this going the right way? Is this the right tunnel? However, as you start to see it slope upwards, and you eventually see the surface with blue kind of standing, half submerged, you, in a last sort of panic-induced, almost like thrashing for speed, you manage to get to the top and sputter and cough and hack as you breathe in air as fast as you can. Your lungs almost to capacity. You all made it. You are all now in this small sort of entrance area into the tunnel.
Wait a
Real
minute.
quick, did you guys notice what Rembrandt did to Noon
I saw that.
up in the
What?
common room?
Oh. Don't worry, I don't have that muted.
Here, I'll repost it in our channel.
Fascinating.
Oh, yes, I did actually see that.
Okay.
By Rembrandt, I'm guessing you mean Beweasels.
Oh. That's cloud hair.
Everything's so
Alright.
dumb.
He's so just not interested.
So I just realized when you hold your breath for a long time, and like you come up out of the water, you don't breathe out and then breathe back in. You just breathe in, even though you've been holding your breath, and I think that's weird.
Well, you
Like,
gotta let
where
a
did-
little bit out to equalize the pressure. And to sink a little bit.
Wait, is Buizel's
Somewhat.
not Rembrandt? Because the icon I thought was his.
Weasels is Rembrandt.
That's what I thought. They're talking about
Rembrandt's his Monday
the picture you
character.
made. Okay. They're talking about the painting you made in common room of noon. But yeah, we're here now.
How far did I make it in Nova before they showed up?
You could go pretty far in, if you really want to.
And Zerth was not
Though
waiting.
going about, give me a stealth check.
Stealth.
All right. You're kind of dripping water all over the place, and you're making a quiet kind of pitter-patter noise. However, in the very, very quiet atmosphere of this cavern, it can be very plainly heard.
He had a feeling.
Let me see.
If he was in water, that would be a different story, but he is not.
Mm-hmm.
He's Terrogator. Haunting.
Oops. Ah, dang it. There you go. Okay. All right. Is everybody else following along? I'll consider that a yes, as I have a map.
A map.
Oh, is it another one of those?
No,
Oh,
this is an
okay.
actual map. Lapices. I have to get you onto the actual map. Combat tracker. Can you guys see?
Here in the murky depths, we see naught but gray. Oh, now we can.
There you go. It was just being slow.
I can't see very much, but I do see.
Well, that's
He's slowly
normal.
adding everyone.
All right, that should be
I'm at the
everyone.
front.
Zerth, you are up front. You are slowly heading in. I'd like everyone to give me a perception check.
Zerd, hey Zerd.
Dusty?
Hi, I'm here now. Also, something great happened. You should have been there. I beat up a Minotaur and a half-orc at netball, which I just learned like an hour ago.
How long ago was it, Nova?
Earth is very
not too
distracted
long
by
ago.
Dusty.
About 10 minutes
Yes.
away. About 10 minutes beforehand.
I'm also not really looking. I'm also telling you about the amazing netball game we had.
We're so excited to
All
tell
right.
Zerth. We're so
Are you both just telling me this netball game?
Yes.
and how we beat a Minotaur and a half-orc, even though we're smaller and weak.
All right. So, Inun and Desoda will hear something. Desoda is going to kind of swivel his ears forward and kind of lower his head towards the ground. Sinil, ahead, you hear the small sound of shuffle, and something that sounds like fire. The quiet crackling of fire, flames. You also, what languages do you know?
Good question. There they are. Common, Goblin, and Sylvan.
Trying to remember what these speaks. Can I click on you, please? Come to the front. Thank you. Inun, you would not hear this, though.
I would quickly point out to everybody that I'm hearing it quietly, of course, and try and shush them to listen.
All right. Does everyone shush up?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's already finished telling us about netball.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, as you continue forwards, you start to see this rather open chamber built into the side. You can't really tell whether this was originally like or if it's sort of slowly crumbled over the years. But there's a stone wall kind of embedded halfway up this rather high this natural stone, almost like a cliff. It's about 10 feet up from the ground, and it transfers over into this brick wall. Clearly man-made, with a few portholes in the side, either as windows or murder holes.
With Dova.
Yeah?
Once Sinel pointed out the voices, would I hear what you wrote?
No.
Okay.
The voices would stop shortly afterwards.
Oh, because I could translate.
Alright, guys, hype. Big hype. Somebody who
Big
I've been
hype.
messaging for a while who's had a cat that's pregnant. He just messaged me this saying it's started.
Oh,
It's actually the biggest cat I've ever seen. Like bowling ball size. Alright. News updates as they come. But anyways. Sorry, everything's getting very complicated on my end.
About time for us to end anyways.
what?
We
Yeah.
still got about 20 minutes technically, but
Aw.
hey, if I do get this job, I'll have to definitely stop right around now.
Well, we can start with something fun. And by that, I mean Zerth.
Yes.
As you guys are entering into this area, you guys are telling Zerth excitedly about what you're doing, what the whole thing was. From these like murder holes, on top of the on top of this section of brick wall. For a brief moment, you see a little tiny glow. Before, at that point, a gout of flame erupts. That is going to get the three of you in front. And that is a... Give me a DC or a dexterity saving throw, please.
All of us?
Yep, all three of you. You're the only ones in range for this.
I cannot save today to save my life.
All right, Dusty, you're the only one who's able to save, as you guys are showered with searing hot flames and bits of magma. It seems like.
None shall see me. Though my battle cry may give me
That
away.
influence.
That is
now?
Zerth is
10 points of fire damage to Zerth, and 6 points of fire damage to Yark as flame erupts.
Zerth is being given a re-roll if you accept that, Dova.
It's a little too late for that at this point.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, though.
And then I refund it.
And I think we'll roll initiative next session and start to delve into this cave / hideout / whatever. And I'll reveal a little more of the map too, as you'd be able to see. All right. I consider that pretty good. How about you guys? How do you feel?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I got us into that beach episode, but Dusty is so vindicated.
I'm not sorry.
Dusty's not sorry. I am sorry it took up all that much of our time with that random little
Oh
bit.
no,
that was great.
cool.
It's very anime. I approve.
Yeah. Dusty is all about that anime.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna find a way to be friends with the Noon someday. He's gonna get him to play games with him.
Reindeer games?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Reindeer games, card games, board games, any game.
Bat games? What's the best bat game? What is your
Hide and go
favorite?
bite?
Of the...
I didn't go bite. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you all so much for joining us this evening for Echoes of Eberron Dungeons and Dragons. We will be back next week with more, and so make sure you tune in. Also check out our other D&D games and streams throughout the week. We've got the Fist of Furry on Fridays and Iron Fang on Mondays. So hope you all come on by for those. The stream is not going to end tonight. I am going to be going on in just a moment with more dwarf. And I am spawning in animal people for those that come to the stream. So do come on by.
Are you also spawning kobolds for any kobolds that might enter the stream?
I can, yes.
Sweet. I'm gonna steal all your empty boxes.
Ooh. And rock mugs.
Alright guys, so yeah, thank you all for joining. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. I could not do this without you guys. And I bid you all adieu.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, friends.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Oh.
Oh.
Come on, you gotta do better than that.